back in business. The Erick and Brad Show. We are back here for episode 35, finally. We got a great show for you guys today. Later in the show, we're going to have a push-up contest, and then Brad's going to see how many hot dogs he can eat in 3 minutes. And then after that, Erick's going to perform a sacrifice of a chicken. And it's going to be a fun time. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, erickandbradshow@gmail.com, erickandbradshow@gmail.com. How's it going, man?
Good. We actually did that on the last episode, but Brad didn't record any of it, so that's why we weren't there last week.
It was crazy. I was shoving hot dogs down my throat trying to beat the world record, and we
did like the best episode we've ever done, and then Brad didn't record any of it, so we have to start all over again.
I know. Just one little thing. You just forget to hit a button. It's fucking ridiculous.
No, Daddy was sick. I was sick all week. I literally just stopped being sick yesterday.
Did you go to work?
I skipped Monday, Tuesday, went Wednesday, and it was horrible, and then went Thursday.
Why are you sick?
I don't know.
COVID?
No, I got tested. I didn't have COVID. I was kind of hoping. I was like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready for the COVID. Let's do this thing. But it wasn't COVID. And then went to work on Thursday and left at 10 because I felt like shit. I was like, fuck it. I'm out. I'm going home. But I'm good now. Yesterday I went and did a little side job. Went and poured a slab and and got shithouse drunk. Started feeling good. So I was like, well, it's time to start drinking.
I thought you quit. What happened to quitting drinking?
I know. I did. Well, I did quit. I just started again.
Jesus.
Weren't you the one that said it doesn't matter how many times you quit?
Yeah. Mm-hmm, yeah.
So I'm taking your advice.
Just keep quitting.
I'll quit again. I quit last night at like 1 in the morning.
Fucking ridiculous. Yeah. Here we are again. Yeah, sorry for missing last week, but we're back in business.
It's my fault, and he didn't want to do a solo.
I didn't want to. I could have, but
it was actually. I think it was kind of nice. It was kind of nice to take a break for a week. Mm-hmm. Sorry if you were, the 4 people that are relying on this content. Mm-hmm. Sorry if you were relying on it, but yeah.
Anyway, I went to the dentist yesterday.
Ooh.
Got this.
Good visit, bad visit.
Good
visit. You got your little... Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
You go to a child's doctor. I forgot about that.
I got a toothbrush. Hey, listen, motherfucker. Hey, I got a toothbrush. I got flosser things. I got toothpaste, whitening. Listen, you can clown me for going to the dentist. One of us is a responsible adult and the other one isn't. You should go to the dentist.
I've been thinking about it.
You should go. Because last time I went I go every 6 months, like you're supposed to do in this country, and so look, like 6 months ago I went, and now 6 months again. It's just funny that twice on the show, it shows that we've been doing the show for 6 months or whatever. Yeah, it was fine. They didn't even take my temperature this time.
That's crazy. 6 months. Damn.
Yeah.
Didn't even take your... Oh, they didn't take your temperature? Oh, you're in North Dakota. They don't give a shit around there.
Yeah. I guess not.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
I know. I need to go. I'm the worst because I don't think about the dentist until a tooth hurts, and then I go to the dentist, which isn't the way to do it.
No, it's not. I learned my lesson the hard way. So now I go.
I feel like I need to do the doctor thing too. I don't... How do you get like a good... I went to the doctor a few years ago, and I felt like I had all this stuff I wanted to talk about. And like in his room, on the wall, it said, limit your topics to like 3 topics or something like that. Or said something to that effect. And it was like, and he like gave the vibe off of like, what do you hear? Like, I don't know. And I had a problem, but I also wanted to like form a relationship. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, okay, what do I need to do? Blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, well, let's do blood work, but should we do other things? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And it was like, he didn't give a shit. He's just like, Okay, see you later. Bye. And then I don't know. I feel weird at doctors. And then here in like, I don't know. And then in Portland, if you look up fucking doctors online, it's like there's a million of them. So it's like I don't even know. One, it's like, I felt like at the end it was like, okay, I just need to go to a general. What do they call them? Just a
general practitioner.
Yeah, general practitioner. You know what I mean? And then that too is like, well, I don't even know what doctor to go to because they're like, they're all labeled different. It's like.
I think almost in your situation, it'd be good to like find a doctor for the whole family.
Yeah, now. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like back in the day when I was a kid, when my mom just took care of everything, we just had a family doctor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I'd see the same guy all the time. You know what I mean? He did the physical, he did everything. And that's, I don't know. It bugs me. I feel like, I don't know. I hate I hate everything about it. I hate the way it's all set up. It seems so. Like, I don't know. I feel like they don't give a shit about you. You know what I mean? I think it's the thing with like living in a big city. Your doctors just don't care anymore. It's just there's so many people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I need to find one too and go and be responsible. Be a responsible adult. I made the Titanic clip yesterday of the Titanic conspiracy. I posted that and posted it on some Reddit conspiracy pages. And then one person went and watched it and commented under it. They're like, I came here from the Reddit conspiracy page, and the guy on the left hates conspiracy theorists. He's like, all I need to hear is that J.P. Morgan was involved. That's it for me. I'm just like, I completely agree with you. Oh, God.
Sorry.
I'm just like, yeah, I completely agree. And I have an idea for a guest. I don't know what you would think about it. Do you know who Brian Callen is? Okay,
that name sounds so familiar.
It's not Brian Callen. Brian Callen's a stand-up comedian who goes on Joe Rogan all the time.
Okay, maybe that's why it sounds familiar. I was like, man, that name sounds really familiar.
Yeah, but it's this girl who has opened up for him a few times now. And I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm probably 75% positive I could get her as a guest if I wanted to.
Why?
Because I've just followed her online for like 9 years, and we've talked before.
Oh, okay.
She's a stand-up in Florida.
That's fantastic. How'd you find her?
That's a long story.
That's a long story.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's kind of a weird coincidence, I guess. But I was thinking, for some reason, I was thinking about it, and I was like, I don't know. It makes me very nervous thinking about it. But I don't know. Would you have any questions for like a stand-up?
Oh my God, I would love talking to you. I want to be a comedian. Like I fucking love that whole thing.
Well, maybe we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to do it on a day that I work, so I'd want to do it on like.
I have so many questions for like, because I listen to a lot of comedians. That's all I listen to. Literally all. Yeah. I listen to comedians. That's where I get all my information every single day.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of times they won't say like, you never hear them talk shit. Like they're all nervous of talking shit on other comics. You know what I mean? Like they don't really do it. And like that's I want to know that side of it. You know what I mean? Like is there a lot of shit talking as soon as like podcasts are off? You know what I mean? Like in green rooms and shit like that.
That's a good question.
Like, because everyone seems like it's almost like the woke, it kind of ties into like the woke thing. No one wants to get like blasted online. You know what I mean? So they just like stay in this like, you'll listen to like a lot of Two Bears, One Cave, and like they'll be talking and they'll be telling like a really good story, and they're like, oh, we can't say who that is. And then they'll be like, oh, I'll write it down. It's like, stop fucking telling stories when I can't know who you're talking about. This is so lame.
Yeah. I don't know. I think she's funny though. She posted one clip that was just making me die laughing. And to open up for Brian Callen a couple times is a pretty big deal in my opinion. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's fantastic. I'm all about that.
Okay. Word.
Maybe she'll get famous and she needs a tech crew to go run her podcast, and then we can move to Florida and set up a studio doing podcasts. That's my dream, dude. That's like one of my dreams. When I listen to a lot of these podcasts and like you'll hear, there'll be like the techie guys in the background, like that'll come in once in a while, and it's like, fuck, dude, that would be the fucking dream job. Like that'd be so fun, dude. I mean, the stereotypical like Jamie one. Like, dude, imagine being just a kid who gets an open-ended bank account to where you could just go to Best Buy and buy whatever you want. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. To like set up a studio. That's my dream. I would love that. I was just listening to King of the Sting, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got 32 cameras in here, or some ridiculous number of cameras in there now." And it's like, oh my god, that'd be fun. That'd be so fun. Just get a credit card and be like, yay, I get to go buy mics and cameras, and oh my god.
Yeah, and you don't have to think about show topics and stuff. You just have to, know how to lead mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be sweet.
I still think if we had a third person, I think it would take a lot of pressure off of coming up with content. You know what I mean? Because then you just get like arguments and shit like that back and forth. I think that's
maybe she'll be the third person.
Be the third wheel. Yeah. I'm into it.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Question, right? Okay, so I keep seeing so I'm not going to say the amount or anything. I'm not trying to flex here, okay? I also got tip shamed the other night for my tip at a restaurant. However, look, I'm not trying to flex here. I'm just saying, so I have the amount saved up to pay off my student loans in one payment, okay? And go from whatever the balance is to zero. But I keep seeing all these articles around saying that Joe Biden's going to wipe everyone's student loans and stuff like that it's a possibility. So I'm conflicted whether I should pay them or if I should wait, like, for the next years and years and years if he's going to do that. Because if
how much money are you going to lose in interest?
I don't know. Right now, there's no interest.
So, wait. Why would you?
But eventually, the interest will start again. Right now, the plan is for the interest to start again February 2021.
Okay. And how much, let's say 3 years of paying interest, how much money would that be?
I have no idea.
Well, you figure that out and then budget that in. Can you afford that? Is that going to break you? I'm assuming it wouldn't be that much money.
No, it won't. It wouldn't be.
So, yeah, absolutely. Wait. I don't think that's going to happen, but if the possibility... I have no idea how much money you're talking about, but even if it's $1,000, if you're going to pay $50 in interest or $100 in interest on that $1,000 over a 3-year period, but you have the possibility to save $1,000,
right?
Why are you even talking about this? Like, you retarded?
Because it's been a goal of mine to pay the student loans.
No, I get it, but you know what I mean? Like, if you went with this, like, if you were an accountant, put yourself in an accountant position, and someone's paying you for their advice, and they came to you with that same exact advice, you should be fired if you tell them to pay off their student loan debt. You know what I mean? If there's a possibility that it gets wiped away. That's not.
But is there a possibility that it could you imagine?
Probably not, but
right.
Maybe. That's what they all want. So, I mean, we get Trump gets a border wall, they get fucking student loan debt wiped. I don't think it would ever happen. I really don't, but
right.
Because it would piss off. Oh my god, it would piss off so many fucking people.
Well, it would piss off the people who have worked and broken their back to pay their loans off. Because imagine I make the payment, and then a month later, he's like, the whole entire country's student loan debt is wiped. I'd be like, well, give me my fucking money back then, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I guess people are saying to just wait, but I feel like it's like a 3 to 5% chance that actually even happens.
What'd you go to school for?
Business.
Where in Idaho or
online?
Oh. You don't seem too happy about it.
No, it was a waste. It was a giant waste of money and time.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to. So you're saying like, it'd be nice to just. It's been a goal of mine to hit. It'd be nice to just wipe it out of my brain and out of my life.
I hear what you're saying, but that doesn't. Right. It doesn't. It's a. Might as well wait. Right?
Fuck.
Right? Yeah. I hear you hacking, Harry. Like I get that. But yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
Okay. Well, I'll wait then.
You could take, once they wipe that away, you could take all that money and throw it into Bitcoin. Think about that, bro.
That's a good point.
Dude, I want to fucking, and I actually just reminded me, I was talking to some guy yesterday about this. So I was at this doing a slab out in the middle of nowhere. It was like halfway to Seattle, like out in Trump country, and like heading out in Washington, and this guy's building this giant shop with a little living quarters on the side of it, and fucking he's obviously pretty wealthy dude, and yeah, we're in this, like, I mean, just a brand new frame shop, like just the framing, just put the roof on. You know what I mean? It's not finished at all. We're in there pouring a slab. Like, there's no house. He's just, he lives 20, 30 miles away and drove down to the shop. And I see this fucking router sitting in the garage, and I'm like, what? Like, I don't get it. And I mean, I was like, he fucking got internet out here, huh? Like, that's interesting. And then there's this fucking thing sitting out front of his house, and I didn't even know what it was. I can't remember what I thought it was. But then someone said something. They're like, hey, you got internet? He's like, oh, yeah. And he's like, I got that fucking, now I can't remember what it is. The Starlink. He had the Starlink fucking internet.
Oh, yeah.
And he's on the beta shit. And then, I don't know, then we get to talking about it. I was like, dude, if they're fucking starting that beta shit, and he said he's getting 125 meg download, and he's like, with the DSL out there, he could only get 3 or 6 download or something like just stupid slow. And I'm just like, man, if they're starting that beta, I need to fucking invest in some fucking Starlink.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that shit's about to blow up, I would think. Like, if they're doing that, that's gonna be a lot of people like, oh shit, I can just get 125 meg download. That's really good. You know what I mean? That you could game on that easy all day.
Yeah.
I game with a lot of people that don't get fucking 125 meg.
Well, I think it's going to be a worldwide project.
You can get it anywhere in the world.
Right. And you'd have to think that they're just starting with sort of the outskirts of residential America. Wait till you move on to poor little villages.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all he needed was this fucking dude. It was like twice the size of this, just sitting outside on a little 2-foot stand, just like this flat disc. It's like, that's fucking rad.
Well, invest in it.
I need to. My buddy does it through Cash App. I don't know. I need to look into what's the best deal. He invested in Tesla a while ago, and he's doubled his money.
Oh yeah, and they say Tesla's still a good buy.
Yeah.
Now. Hell yeah. Bitcoin. All-time high. Yes, I love it. Fucking Wednesday was a rock and roll day. I was fucking jacked. It fucking hit an all-time high. I was like, yes, dude. Fucking great. I was loving it.
Hell yeah. Are you selling? You selling shit or?
No.
No. It's just gonna drop down again.
Well, I see it going for the next few months still.
Wouldn't you sell like, maybe 10% or something like that?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. You do you, boo. You do you.
Yeah, no. For sure.
You take 10% of that out, invest in some SpaceX. Bam, dog. Bam.
Yeah. Fuck, go to Mars.
Go to Mars. Okay. Are you ready for the Jingle Bells?
What Jingle Bells?
The Jingle
Christmas?
Bells. It's with obviously this is our Christmas episode.
It is, yeah. I have a little secret clip art here on my screen because I was trying to find a Santa hat in this town, and it's impossible. I was going to wear a Santa hat, but there are no Santa hats in North Dakota.
They're all taken.
Yeah, they're all taken.
Santa ran out of hats.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
Are you excited? Are you excited for the Christmas?
Not really.
No?
No.
I'm getting
you?
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think with a kid it's a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got, you can't see it, but right behind this, there's a tree.
Tree.
I thought about not putting this up. I was debating, but I don't like the background really. I should have just not put it up and had the tree as my background.
Oh, Christmas.
Oh, Christmas. You should see it too. We got so many presents under the tree. It's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah,
Ballin'.
someone's getting spoiled. That's for sure.
Nice.
Yep.
Not me.
Not you. Nope. Are
I'll
you
be
gonna go
working.
to? You getting any Christmas? You getting Christmas food delivered to you again?
No.
No, not this time.
No, it's okay. Christmas is a morning thing.
Christmas dinner is a big thing.
Is it? Not like Thanksgiving.
My family always, it was Thanksgiving and Christmas was huge, big dinners. And honestly, Christmas was sometimes a lot better than Thanksgiving on our meals.
Christmas, it always felt like around like noon or 1 when Christmas is over that it just felt like it was over. It was like,
We did it. I think we did it Christmas Eve was our dinner,
big dinner.
and we'd have
That
the
makes
family
sense.
would all get together and hang out.
Yeah. Listening to when I listen to my 10-year-old radio show, right now I'm listening to like November 22nd, 2010. Those are like the last show I listened to, and they played Alice's Restaurant, and they talked about that.
Oh, really?
And I was like, it always happens to me, just the weird things that it's like,
Well, you talk about it and then it shows up.
Yeah. Oh God, I know. And I was like, what
So
the fuck?
you've listened to the song then in its entirety?
No, I didn't listen to it entirety.
But you got the gist of it.
Yeah.
I fucking love that song, dude. You don't like it? Not your speed?
It's okay.
I think it's great. It's a great little story. You need to listen to the whole thing because it's like
Yeah.
it
It's
goes
nice as a tradition.
it goes places. He joins the military. It's like a whole fucking thing.
Right.
And it all ties back into them throwing garbage over the side of a mountain. It's fucking awesome. I love that song.
Does your little tiny child believe in Santa Claus?
Of course.
Okay, just curious. How old is she?
4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'd be a pretty sad day if she didn't.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of crazy for me just to think that kids still believe in Santa Claus because it's just a crazy thing. COVID Santa.
Yeah, I don't remember when I stopped believing. I do have a memory.
I don't either.
I do have a memory of obviously believing it because I remember it was just a really big present. My dad got me the race tracks with the little cars that like set inside the groove, and then you can like pull the trigger and it fucking.
Yeah.
I got one of those as a kid, and I was, that was like my favorite toy for years. And I remember that came from Santa, and I'm pretty sure I believed it. And I would have been probably in the 3rd grade or something like that. Second, I was pretty old. I was older than 5, that's for sure.
It was junior year of high school.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you ever get like I've been debating this all week, and I don't know what I don't even know where I'm going with this, but here and there throughout this last month, I've gotten waves of getting like super generous feeling, you know what I mean, and wanting to get in the Christmas spirit and like do something for someone, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't know what to do. Like, it's a hard because one, I'm kind of against like giving money to charities because I don't know. I don't know how they exactly work, but I'm just like, I look at everything around me as far as businesses are ran. And even though that like things will say like nonprofit, it's like, okay, let's say you have a nonprofit charity. There's still like, there has to be people like facilitating shit, kind of like a company is going to work. And even if they're not taking money home, like I imagine, like, let's say you give to some charity that gives gifts to fucking kids or something like that. Well, they're going to fucking get a truck and they're going to wouldn't that be like written off in that charity's fucking deal? And then they're going to pay for gas, you know what I mean? Through that. And like all these expenses, even though it's a nonprofit, are just being like wasted. I'm just assuming like there's There's some
Well,
fucking
if you're paying for a truck to haul toys to kids, that's not wasted.
no, but what I'm saying is like I just look I work this is going to tie into another topic later in the show, but I work
Mm-hmm.
with government people and I think they've just ruined me. And then so I just look at these people every day that like work for Portland or work for the county or government workers and I just want to strangle all of them. They just
Right,
like
because some of the funds could be going to like a company car, and they're using it to like go bang their mistress, and
or yeah, there's just like it's not like a private dude like is gonna be like, okay, this is gonna be the best way to get this job done. You know what I mean?
right,
Like they're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be like, well, I had to go. I'm hungry. You know what I mean? So I gotta
yeah,
go over here and then fucking well, I gotta make a phone call. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
yeah.
so how much fucking money is going to this douchebag? You know what I mean? Like even though it's a non-profit. You know what I mean? Like and then someone I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not, but then someone was saying like the Facebook charity things everyone does for their birthday, like
Uh-huh.
Facebook gets like 10% of that or whatever. And it's like,
Yeah, I'm sure.
bu-
It's like GoFundMe does too.
so okay, long way of like I want to do it more like to get rid of all middlemen. You know what I mean? I want to do something nice, like you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know how like fucking like
Well, just go hand a homeless dude $100 bill.
I don't. That's not the kind of people I want to help. I want to help like kids or like, and then
Okay.
that's the problem too is finding someone I want to help. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
last Christmas we did go down and it was my girlfriend's work. They like made a bunch of bags for homeless people, and we like went down and handed out a bunch of bags, and that was cool and all. But I don't know. I'm done with homeless shit in Portland. It's just
Sure.
when you live here, like it's out of control. And
Right.
I do believe that there are probably 50% of the people out there that are, you know, they are have fucked lives. But then I also look around and I'm like, no, 50% of these people are just pieces of shit, and like their
Hmm.
choices got them here, like 100%. And I'm not why are we wasting money on these? You know what I mean? Like they don't want to do anything. Like yeah, whatever. There's a whole other argument to have there, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but it's
What's
like
cool is some people here they post on like a Facebook group for North Dakota or for Williston or whatever. They say they say like I want to help out a family. So private message me if you're a family that needs help, and I will like pay for a huge DoorDash dinner for you or something like that. And that's kind of
that's
cool.
a good one. Yeah, okay, so that's where I'm at is I don't know how to find it. I guess just Facebook,
Yeah.
but then I don't like doing a lot of things on Facebook that seems like I f- I know this is a weird thing, but I don't like doing I feel like that's kind of a flex. You know what I
Too
mean? And I
public.
don't it's like a flex. Like I want to help a fan, you know what I mean? Like posting that and I guess I'm doing it right now on a podcast. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And so sorry. That's you know, a
No, but
real
you're not saying that what you did. You're just saying that you want to do something. It's like, handing the homeless guy $100 and taking a picture of it and being
yeah.
like, helped the homeless today. Yeah.
So I guess what I'm get the long-winded way is if anybody is listening and has an idea, you know, type a little email out and tell me.
Yeah.
Because I like, dude, I got a little teary eyed a few times through the week listening to some podcast and like the shit, listening to some shit they were doing. And it was like, oh, God damn it. That's
Oh,
so
wow.
sweet. Like Theo Vaughn did a whole episode where it was fucking awesome. He just
Yeah.
literally like 75% of the episode, it was this past weekend with Theo Vaughn. He just
Yeah.
fucking, he got all these emails from people and because some dude had wrote in and he's like, "Hey, through my job, I got a PS5," and he's like, I don't want it." So he's like, "If you know someone wants a PS5, you know, or their kid wants it for Christmas or whatever," and then so Theo Vaughn had played that on his show, and then he's like, "Hey, if you know a family that wants a PS, you know, if you know a family in need or isn't gonna have a good Christmas, write in and tell us your story or whatever," and so then they
Right.
did that, and then that just sparked a whole thing. So then all these people that had messaged about that he like called them on the phone and like it was a fucking cool episode and then they're just like what the fuck and he's like yeah it's Theo Vaughn And they're just like, holy shit. Like, it's Theo Von. He's like, hey, we already got rid of the PS5, but I want to do something good for this family you're talking about. So I'm going to send you a $500 Best Buy gift card or whatever. And he just did that for a shitload of people. And it was
just
like,
putting shit together.
Yeah, it was so sweet. And I was like, oh, that's so fucking nice. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I want to find someone I feel that like deserve, like it's almost like I need to go fucking figure out how foster care fucking works. You know what I mean? And like, can you just go to a foster house and just give a kid a fucking gift or something like that? Or you know what I mean? Like,
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. I don't think they'd be like, no, get the fuck out of here. We have too much money as it is. I'm sure, and I don't know. Like, who knows? I've lived in Sandpoint and Williston. I don't know if there's a goddamn foster home in any of these small towns, but I'm sure there are ones in Portland. I don't think they call them that. Like, they don't call them orphanages. Maybe they call them foster homes. I don't know.
Isn't it Bill Burr that has a whole bit? Someone has a whole bit about, or no, it's Tosh. He has that whole bit about like, you would think if we're trying to solve the fucking orphanage problem, they'd make it like more obvious where the fucking orphanages are. He's like, have you ever seen an orphanage in your life? It's like, no, I haven't. I have no idea where it's at. And he's like, right. The people with puppies, they fucking go put it right out in front of the Walmart. You know what I mean? Like shoving puppies in your face. Like, why aren't they shoving little orphans in your face? Like outside Walmart, like holding up, you get a little pen, you can go play with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and we in front of our Walmart we have those people ding 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 ding.
See, it's charity shit. I don't.
But I heard that was like a scam too. I don't know. I think it's the Salvation Army, but I heard that. I don't know.
That's what I mean. I want it completely like, and I don't know anyone in my life really. Like, I'm sure if I really dug, but no one like in my close. I mean, everyone's hurting all the time. You know what I mean? But it's like no one I know that I feel like I look at and I'm like, man, I want to do something. You know what I mean? Like, and then like,
I do that though.
I don't know anybody I really feel like is like in a fucked situation right now. You know what I mean? That is like, can't buy Christmas gifts for their fucking kid. You know what I mean? Or something like that.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. I don't talk about it, but I've helped people, I don't know.
I really haven't. I really haven't. And I feel bad now and I want to.
You'll find something.
Well, we're running out of time. You know what I mean? It's 6 days.
Yeah, even if you do it after Christmas, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. All I want for Christmas is a good night's sleep. You could help me out somehow.
Brick linens, bro. It's those sheets.
What?
It's those sheets.
No, it's not the sheets. No.
Well, you have 2 beds, and that's failing for you. So maybe.
Oh yes. So I'm bouncing back and forth between 2 beds. I'm fucking taking NyQuil. I'm taking melatonin. That didn't really work. I'm trying to stay up later. That didn't.
You know what
really
helps
work.
me go to sleep?
Did. What?
You know what helps me go to sleep? Like a fucking rock.
Drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a long-term solution though.
It kind of is. Until you die, you can do that.
What I actually did, which is very out of character for me, which I never thought I would have done, is I bought a diffuser.
Like a bong?
No.
I'm just...
So, here's the thing. So, like this past week, my fucking throat was killing me because for some reason in the middle of the night, even though your house stays at 68 or 69 or 70 or whatever you set it at, the air at night just feels like it's fucking ice cold, like it's coming off a glacier, and it was just killing my throat. And I'm like, I think I need a humidifier because I think this air is just fucking really dry, and it was just killing me. And then someone was like, what you should get is a diffuser, not a humidifier, so you can diffuse like essential oils. And I'm like, well, I hate the essential oil bullshit because people act like it's a cure-all. Like, oh, you broke your arm, there's an essential oil for that. People like say that, and I'm like, fuck off. That is not a real thing. Like, you can't just, use frankincense on your fucking broken arm or whatever they do. But I bought the diffuser, and I was like, and I put like lavender essential oil in it, and I diffuse, and it's just like vapor. Dude, I bought it. for $17 just as an experiment, and I plug it in and it's going. It's like diffusing the lavender. Within a few minutes, I'm just like, holy shit, dude. I'm like, I feel so fucking sleepy. It was just like fucking just about, it was just knocking me out. And I just had to like turn the movie off and just pass the hell out. I don't know what it was. It was just like breathing in this lavender, and I'm just like, boom, out. And I think it helped a little bit.
Is lavender, so why'd you pick lavender? Did I just miss that?
Well, I just bought the $17 little shitty diffuser, and it just came with lavender.
Is lavender supposed? Is it? Do they say
Yeah,
that's
it's the most
something?
common. It's the most common one used because it's for like anti-anxiety, anti-stress.
Okay.
But it just knocked me the hell out. Just
maybe I'll get one.
Yeah. What? Yeah, I guess you just get shit-faced drunk off whiskey and then diffuse lavender, and just fucking
just put the whiskey in the diffuser.
Oh my god.
We're getting drunk in here, boys.
Nasty. I don't know. It's a dumb thing, but we'll see.
Someone needs to make a whiskey called essential oil.
Yeah? A whiskey called essential oil?
Yeah, it's a good. If I made a whiskey brand, that would be the name of it.
Essential oil.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Go get Go get some essential oils.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I gotta pee.
You gotta pee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep talking, okay?
Okay, I'm talking. Okay, now that Brad's gone, that piece of shit. How y'all doing today? So, yeah, we are gonna do a monologue, which I'm excited about. I had this idea yesterday, and I hope you guys like it. I think we're gonna do it when he gets back. Maybe we'll do it at the end of the episode, but it's gonna be a fun one. And then we had a whole argument of what is a monologue, or what's a two-person monologue, and I was seeing some things. Is that called a duologue? Or do you just call anything beyond a monologue dialogue? Or I don't know. I was thinking back to drama, and I was like, I remember monologue being thrown around a lot. But what do you call other things? Are there names for that? I don't know. I'm just stupid. But yeah. Oh, here he is. He's back.
I literally had like 4 cups of coffee because I was so nervous.
Why were you so nervous?
Because we haven't done a show in fucking 2 weeks.
You just need to put on your lavender diffuser and calm down, buddy.
No, I need to be up. I need uppers.
You need uppers? Okay.
Yeah, uppers.
We can do that.
Speaking of uppers, so this is gonna be really crazy and long, kind of. Just, okay. So I rewatched the Oasis doc that I love on Netflix, Oasis Supersonic.
The band?
Today, yeah.
Okay.
Today
Man, a lot of people are
day,
super into Oasis.
Throw it back to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's fucking great. I love it. And I know there's a couple topics here today that I'm going to rehash that we've brought up already. But, God, it's so fucking good. Those two brothers are just were just crazy fucks. Liam Gallagher and Noel Gallagher. And they're like, super British. Their dad like beat the fuck out of them as little kids, like to the point of death, almost dying multiple times. So through their whole ride as a band, these two brothers would always like completely have these huge brawls in like studio sessions and practice sessions and stuff like that. So much that all the other members of the band just kept quitting. And they gave their drummer like a complete nervous breakdown because they'd be like throwing each other through windows. They'd be like a cricket, like there's like a cricket bat or something, which is just like a flat bat, just like breaking it over the other one's head and shit like that. Like craziness. They'd just go at it. And they'd be like snorting meth all the time. There'd be like, dude, he'd be like on stage.
I didn't know any of this.
Yeah, I know. Because if you listen to their music, it doesn't sound like they're
it sounds crazy. Like Justin Bieber's making it or something like that.
No, it's better than that. It doesn't sound like they're like an
I
AC/DC.
just mean no. I'm not saying the sound. I mean like I just imagine like some YouTube kid making Oasis. You know what I mean? Like living in the suburbs, like you know.
I guess.
it doesn't sound like someone from fucking, Compton or like some rough neighborhood is making
Yeah.
Oasis music. It sounds like a dude wearing boat shoes is making fucking Oasis music.
Okay.
That's that's the vibe I get. I imagine a dude in a button-up shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like fucking.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry, I don't imagine some badass.
No, I see what you're saying. It's like he had like lines of meth like behind an amp
Yeah,
on stage.
that blows me away. Like that
Yeah.
they're doing. I would like. Oh, they're probably maybe the. Yeah, they like maybe drink a beer would be my guess for Oasis. Like,
Oh no,
they ain't trashing hotel rooms or anything like
no,
that.
they were like complete rock star lifestyle. So like during the performance, like bending down behind the amp and like doing lines of meth and shit, and then getting mad at your brother and like launching fucking shit at him on stage and like just going at it on stage because they just like they just got so like sibling rivalry shit, you know. It's so
weird that they were in a band together. If you fucking have that much, it's crazy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It is pretty cool. Well, because then they'd come together. Then the bandmates would say, like, the next day at practice, it's like they'd act like nothing happened. And then a couple weeks later, it'd be like fucking going at it again, like hitting them with a fire extinguisher, just like trying to kill each other, like craziness. And is like the fastest selling album, fastest selling debut album in Britain history, and then the fastest selling album in debut in Britain history as well. And I don't know, it's just fucking really amazing. I love it. That's a great doc. I love a good rock-umentary, and that one's probably top 5 for me. So kind of in that same vein almost. This was a topic from last week that I didn't get to do, but it was not last Tuesday, but the Tuesday before. I think it was like the 7th or something like that, was the 40th anniversary of John Lennon being killed. It was December 8th. So that was the 40th anniversary when John Lennon was killed, and he was 40 when he was killed, so he would have been 80 that day. Anyway, I was kept hearing a bunch of stuff about it. And then when I was watching, I think Monday Night Football, they showed the clip from during an NFL game. It was like a Dolphin game or something, when the announcer came on and said, just to let everybody know, John Lennon's just been killed outside of a hotel in New York City. And like they came to the broadcasters and said, you have to announce this during the game. Like, you have to announce this right now. And the broadcasters didn't want to do it. And then they told them, no, this is a big enough thing. You have to do it. And they showed the whole clip, and I was like, holy fuck, that's crazy. But so the Beatles are great, and they're and I want to tell people, I want to give people advice. If you're ever faced with the question, say you don't know a lot about the Beatles, okay? And this might cause a little reaction from you. But anyway, say you don't know a lot about the Beatles, and you're asked a question, who's your favorite Beatle? Okay, there's a right way to answer this question, and there's wrong ways to answer this question, wrong ways that annoy me. There's only 2 answers that are correct. And if you're a man, there's a right way to answer it, and if you're a woman, there's a right way to answer it. As a guy, you have to be your answer has to be John Lennon. Okay?
Why?
If you're a woman, you can say either John or Paul.
Can't say Ringo.
I hate the Ringo answer. It's a contrarian answer. You know, you're answering it because, and this is another problem that I have with Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris.
Okay, I feel like we're jumping around a lot. Can we?
I know.
Can like it's irritating me because I want to get back to the why men and women can't do this, but continue.
Look, okay, yes. So Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris, that's a separate thing. I got beef with her about some other stuff too, but she always says her favorite Beatle is Ringo, and she's only saying that because nobody else says it. So
yeah,
you can't say
Ringo Starr.
Stop answering. Stop saying that's in. Nobody would say George Harrison. That's out. Stop saying Ringo's your favorite Beatle. Okay, that's out. And girls, I feel like girls just do that. As a guy, you have to be a John guy because
I'm not at all.
You have to be.
I'm definitely a Paul McCartney.
No, that's ridiculous.
Paul McCartney is more talented than Lennon.
No.
Yeah. Okay, explain why men have to go Lennon. Because I honestly, I feel
because
like
he got
Lennon's
killed.
okay. I don't care about that.
Because his wife is the greatest widow of all time. That's why.
What are you talking about right now?
You have to be a John guy.
Why
Girls can like Paul. Paul's like the cute one or whatever they say.
Look, wait, no, don't just gloss over that. What the fuck are you talking about? That I hate her more than anything.
Why?
Have you seen that fucking clip of her playing on stage with John Lennon and fuck, what's that guy's name? The black dude. And she's just going, ah!
Chuck Berry.
Yeah, is that it? Chuck Berry? And fucking, she's like singing, and it's the worst thing you've ever heard in your life. And like, is it Chuck Berry? Yeah, and he's just like looking at John Lennon like,
it's great. Look, here's the reason why. She never remarried. And every year, she always brings him up. And she's always writing letters to the parole board to keep the killer in jail and shit like that. She never remarried. That's what you want in a fucking widow.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't argue with that. You got to be a John guy because he got killed, and then his widow never remarried, and it's like that's the icon of icons. The Paul was just like the cute one the women liked, and Paul's great and all.
No,
but if you're gonna pick a career,
so that's why, because men need to respect the greatest, woman of all time. Essentially, is what you're saying. That's your argument why men need to be on the Lennon side. That and the fact that he was killed, because.
That's part of it.
Because no, you should hate Lennon for letting Yoko Ono come and drive a wedge in between the band. We could have gotten a few more fucking albums out of him. And, he like if it wasn't for her, we probably would have 10 more albums. John Lennon would be alive right now.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll never know. I don't know.
We'll never know. But I'd say I'm on team fuck her.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily on team fuck her.
Yeah, I am. I'm not a Yoko Ono person. And Paul McCartney is just way better. I love Paul McCartney. Like My Guitar Gently Weeps, dude.
I love him too. Dude. And the good thing about Paul is that a lot of those...
That's all you got to say. That's all you got to say. My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Yeah, like, a lot of those rock stars and stuff like that, they'll do a show like, they were hot, they were big 30 years ago. They'll do a show now and they'll be like, this is some of my new stuff. I don't play the other hits anymore. Paul will always give the people what they want. He'll always just go to the hits and give people what they want. You know what I mean?
It is irritating. There's a lot of people like that, and it's very irritating. You know what I mean? Like, I don't play like the most notorious is fucking I cannot believe I'm not coming up with his name. The front man for Led Zeppelin.
Robert Plant. Yeah, exactly.
Robert Plant's like the biggest piece of shit. Like, I don't want to do old stuff. You come listen to my... Like, no one cares about your solo shit. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
You ruined everything. He's the biggest bitch of all rock and roll music. But then you got Rod Stewart has played Maggie May at every single show since he wrote that song. Every show he's played that at. Like,
because he knows that's what they want.
Yeah, because everyone wants to hear Maggie May. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, wake up, Maggie, I think I got something to say to you.
Look, so overall, I was just saying for like someone who's not a Beatles fan, this is how you get through that question if you don't want to say, I don't know. If you want to answer it, boom, that's how you answer it.
Yeah, Paul McCartney. That's what you got to say.
No, don't say that.
Yes.
Say John.
No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I disagree. Definitely don't say Ringo. And look, because I don't like that answer. It's a fucking ridiculous answer.
Ringo?
In my opinion.
Yeah. Well,
it's like saying The Hateful Eight. It's like saying The Hateful Eight's your favorite Tarantino movie. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Why does everyone hate on The Hateful Eight? What is wrong with that movie? It's such a good movie. Like, I don't understand. I don't.
I'm just saying you're just being it to be. You're just saying it to be contrarian.
Was there a tie-in to the Oasis thing here, or
there was, and I skipped it. The thing is, I was saying I like a good rockumentary like that, and like the Oasis one. And last year I watched the Beatles anthology, which, if people don't know, the Beatles anthology is like these. It's like 5 movies that are like 2 hours long of a Beatles documentary. It's like a massive Beatles documentary, and it's with interviews from Ringo and Paul and stuff like that. And it's like they did it in the 90s, and it's really cool to have all of it. It's a great documentary.
I'll have to watch it.
And then I watched the one called
Hell Freezes Over, where they talk about how the Eagles is a country band, and it literally goes from all of them, like saying, yeah, we played country and we wanted to be a country band. Sorry, I just had to throw in that.
I think the one that I've seen is Hell Freezes Over.
I think that's the one, and they definitely say that they're a country band.
And I watched one called
Till I Die.
And I watched the one called Above Us Only Sky, which was just about John and Yoko and writing that song Imagine. And that one was fucking really good too.
See,
that's how you answer the question.
And then everyone, they're like, Imagine. Like, everyone thinks, like, I feel like Imagine is put up on this pedestal. And I don't think, like, My Guitar Gently Weeps fucking destroys Imagine. Imagine is just not that good of a song. I think. That's where I'm about. Something in the way she moves. You know Paul was the fucking genius behind that song. You just know. If it's a good Beatles song, came from Paul. If it's a fucking top 40 fucking bullshit, fucking give the people what they want, don't make a musical masterpiece, that came from Lennon. That's the difference there. One's a musician, one's a fucking pop icon. Fight me.
Yeah, I don't know. They named Imagine the greatest song of
course they did.
1900 to 2000. 100 years.
1900 to 2000? You're taking Frankie out of the mix? You're taking fucking... Oh, my
I'm not
God.
saying that I did it. I think Time did it or some shit.
Fuck Time.
Look.
Imagine.
That's how you answer the question.
Imagine.
Enough with this. Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah, Imagine. It might not be my personal pick, but it's probably the greatest song ever.
That is not... Okay, moving on.
You should watch that documentary too. You should watch the Oasis one and the Above Us Only Sky. You're like, holy fuck, dude. Fucking great.
Yeah. Everyone should watch the Eagles one so that they know that the Eagles is a country band.
I love a good rockumentary. I need more of them.
Jeez Louises, man. Sorry about my throat.
Dying.
I am dying. So when I was sick, I'm sitting in the room, and then the little one got sick. You know what I mean? I passed it on to her, and usually she goes to the grandma's for, like, during the days. You know what I mean? Like babysitting type thing. Mm-hmm. But since she got sick, there's kids over at the grandma's house, so we're like keeping them separated. So the little one's been here all week, 24/7. And the girl goes to work, with just sitting on the computer, like doing meetings and stuff. So she's busy, and I'm sick in bed. So the little one just comes and hangs out with me. You know what I mean? But I'm like, this is like the eye of the storm being sick, or maybe that's Oof. I'm like, I'm in the middle of it. I'm in the shit. You know what I mean? I'm like fevery, not feeling fucking good, and just sleeping all day, like just sleeping. I sleep 16 hours, like for 2-3 days. You know what I mean? Just
my God,
just sleeping. Like I didn't feel good, and
that sounds nice.
I've kind of like I wrote this down. I've kind of like forgot how this all played out. I was like so sick. I'm kind of like everything that happened is kind of a blur, but she's hanging out in the room with me, and I'm just like, turn on the TV, and I'm just like not paying attention to anything. You know what I mean? And then she's like, can I go get toys? And you can get to her room from our room without going through the living room. And so, I was like, yeah, just go through the bathroom, go into your room, get some toys, come in, and then I just like pass out. But it feels like a second or two have gone by. I don't think I actually fell asleep. I don't know. This is where it gets blurry. And then she's like, she like pokes her head out of the bathroom. She's like, there was an accident. And I'm just, what? And
what the fuck?
She fucking placed the whole brand new toilet paper roll, double ply, in the toilet. And I was just like, God, fuck, I'm like sick. Just like walk in and there's a whole, I don't know. It was just the most ridiculous thing ever. Just, you know, so I had to pull this fucking soaked full toilet paper roll out of just dripping. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know why I'm telling this story, but it was the highlight of my week.
Oh, Jesus. That's craziness.
It is craziness. It is craziness. Okay, something else that happened this week. Well, this is just an observation I had. So then also while I was sick, I just got to, I'm just sitting there, just laying in bed all week. You know what I mean? Like, just kind of taking in things that I normally wouldn't take in a day because I'm at work. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And, but this is my girlfriend sitting over here, so she's probably going to get mad at this whole bit, but fuck it. So I'm listening to her. She's working online. You know what I mean? So they're all like doing Zoom meetings and shit like that.
Okay.
And and there's obviously like a bunch of girls in the Zoom meeting. You know what I mean? Like it's just all women. I'm just listening to a bunch of women talk, but I'm really only getting my girlfriend's side of it. And I'm laying in bed listening to it, and I'm like, this is gonna go down a real sexist path here. But women's small talk is the weirdest fucking thing to listen to ever. Like it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? And then it's just
recorded it.
I should have, but it's just not. They're not real. Like they're not being real. And then I'm at work, and when I went back to work, I'm sitting in our little lunchroom, and I'm like listening to all these guys talk, and I have like that conversation they had pops in my head, and then I'm listening to a bunch of guys talk, and I'm like, guys are the complete fucking. I don't. It's just so much, like it's just whenever you listen to, if you just get a bunch of women together, and then just listen to them, it's like, unless they're like best friends, then it's different. But if they're just acquaintances, like it's just always like that fucking hint of like being a bitch. You know what I mean? Like there's always just that hint of like, oh my God, you look so cute. You know what I mean? And it's like what? You know what I mean? And it's like when you get guys together, it's zero ever. That never happens. You know what I mean? Like it's always just like, you know, everything's just like talking shit. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, fatty. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, fuck you, bitch. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's real back and forth. You know what I mean? It's either comedy or it's pretty much always comedy. You know what I mean? It's all comedy. Usually.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so irritating to me to listen to women talk.
But the guys' talk is stupid too.
Yeah, because it's real. It's real. It's like there's no like hidden agenda behind the conversation. And when women talk, there always is hidden agendas behind it. You can hear it in their voice. It's like I'm sitting there listening to it like they all sound like bitches. You know what I mean? Like it's always, oh my God, like that's so cute. Like that's such a good idea. You know what I mean? It's like what is happening right now? Like this isn't real conversation.
See, you can have you can talk to a guy, and the whole conversation can just be like a 10-minute discussion about the fence he's building.
Yeah, like, but really? It's a real conversation. It's like,
but it's still stupid.
The person, even if it's a stupid conversation, the person telling the story is 100% into what he's saying. There's no hidden. He's like, dude, no. I went and we got cedar, but then I got a brown stain. And fucking, you should have seen the color that it turned the wood. Like, dude, I'll bring pictures. Oh, hold on. Let me show you these pictures real quick. And it's like, he's invested. It's not like, you know what I mean? And then the other guy is either like just taking it in are being like,
Yeah.
oh, no, you should try this stain. You know what I mean? Like, oh, no. Or like, or he's talking shit. He's like, that fence looks stupid. You know what I mean? Or,
Yeah.
but he's not like, oh my God, that is such a good idea. Like, you know what? I'm going to call my girl and we're going to do a fence line. Like, will you give me the
Right.
plans for that fence? You know what I mean? Like, but
Right.
with zero intention of ever building the fence. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Yeah. No, it's still, yeah, it's just two different kinds of crazy to me. But you're right. One might be more genuine than the other. It's not like, oh my God, it's not like, dude, what are you doing for your skin? Like, what are you doing for your face? You look amazing today. It's not like that. It's like,
yeah,
how
and
much
they
does
ask
that lumber
that
cost?
you hear so much of like women ask questions that they do not give a fuck about what they just asked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They do it as like this, like they were taught to do that. You know what I mean? Just like, oh, you just got to ask them, oh, what product are you using, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it's like a guy would never do that. You know what I mean? If he doesn't care about the stain that you put on your fence, he's not going to ask you what brand of stain you just put on your fence. You know what I mean? He's going to be like, okay, you know, oh, that's cool, man. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. How much did that cost? Like, oh, it cost this much. I think you could get more. You can get a better deal over there. Yeah, I would try to go over there. It's like it's 10-minute conversation about like a fucking fence.
okay,
Oh
but
my
it's a
God.
genuine conversation, and
Yes, it is. Yeah.
and men have the absolute right to just be like, to just check out. You know what I mean? Just check out. Just stop. Just and then it's just everyone gets the hint. Like, let's stop talking about the fence now. You know what I mean? And if you don't, you get weeded out. You know what I mean? And the men have a weeding pecking order. If like, you know, if the guy keeps talking about the fucking fence and everyone keeps going, the second he walks away, they're like, dude, fuck that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all the guys
Yeah.
get together and like, yep, fuck him. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, if you get a few dudes together and one of them has purchased a new vehicle, you just bought yourself an hour of conversation. Because it'll be like the whole, I test drove that, I didn't like it, we blue booked it, we drove over there, I had my eye on that one. I talked him down.
The one I can't get into, and it seems like it's a very popular man conversation, it's just hunting shit. That's when I just can't get into the conversation. It's like, you guys just rehash the same conversations over and over and over again, and I'm not into it. Like, oh, I don't know. I'm just not, I don't know. Hunting is so big. I guess, I don't know if it's where I'm at, where I work, or just the age I'm at. Like, that's all guys fucking talk about. It's hunting.
Yeah.
That's the conversation guys have that I can't fucking stand. It's just like, I don't care. Like, I do not give a shit. And I don't understand why you care so much. You know what I mean? Like two guys, like, we get a lot of, you know, we have a lot of jobs in my company where it's like guys are getting sent to different job sites. You know what I mean? So you'll not see a certain guy for a while. And it's like, dude, that is the first thing out of every dude's mouth when they see each other. Like, oh, fucking, where are you going? Fucking, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm heading to Eastern Oregon. We got fucking elk camp set up out there. Blah, 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 blah. And it's okay. I get it. Yeah. I guess I don't know. It's like hick talk. I don't like hick talk.
I'm okay with it. And I don't hunt. But I don't mind a hunting conversation, I guess. It's fucking, I don't know, it's weird.
People are just so obsessed with it. It's just weird to me.
They're very obsessed.
Yeah.
But I'm pro hunting.
Does it?
You know?
You grew up in North Idaho. You definitely spent time in the woods.
Yeah.
Do you find camo stupid? Because I do. I feel like I've seen so many deer. I've like almost ran into fucking deer. You know what I mean? Like, and
I have ran into deer.
Like, no, like walking. You know what I mean? Like fucking like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like, there he is. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's like fucking 5 feet away from you. Like, oh, damn. And it's like, I don't think you're increasing your odds of killing a deer by wearing camo. I don't believe it. And then I don't believe
you just wear orange apparently, but you'd probably be better off doing something about just scent and not visuals.
That's what I'm saying. And like, I just don't. I don't know. I don't
think I own anything that's camo.
I really don't like camo. I really don't like camo. Like,
yeah.
I did like camo and I like military camo, but I now on principle I can't buy camo because it's just like a have we done the Romeo? We've talked about Romeos on the show, have we not?
The boots?
Yeah, the boots. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. Like now I can't buy Romeos because they're so it's like an initiation to being a fucking redneck. I don't know.
Right.
And I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't understand people that buy camo. It's not a good look. Like to me, it's not a good look. You're like, it's more of a statement than it is that you think it like looks cool or that it's like a good fashion choice. And then they just buy camo everything and they just wear camo fucking hat. Like that is every fucking dude that hunts has a fucking camo hat sitting like where it'd be like all black and just like camo up front with a fucking elk up front. Every fucking dude, they have it sitting right up in their truck. Fucking go check out your neighbor's truck real quick. Fucking, I bet you $100. There's a camo hat sitting up there, all twisted, right next to a can of fucking Copenhagen chews sitting right there. Like, bam, bam. Bam, bam.
But you don't like it. You don't like it because you know it. You don't think it works. But what if they told you, I know it doesn't work. I just like the colors.
Yeah, I'm sure they do like the color. It's just like I just think it's dumb. I think it's a dumb scene. It's a scene to me. It's like they're a bunch. To me, I'm looking at like they're a bunch of goth kids. Like that's what I see. I see like a group of goths, and it's just like I walk by. You just walk by in the hall like fucking weirdos, bro. Why are they all dressed in black? Like it's so dumb. Look at them. Do they know they look dumb? And then like that's what I see when I walk on a job site. Go to lunch and I walk into a room of a bunch of camo and it's like, don't you know you guys look kind of dumb? Like you guys just look weird. Like you're going for a look. You realize you're going for a look and it's a weird look.
Yeah.
Or like, and then it's like, I'm sure I'm pissing off a lot of people listening right now at the fucking,
yeah, probably.
And then it's like, I don't know. It's the same. And then I hate that. I don't think it's more acceptable in Idaho and shit like that. But a big thing a lot of guys do that really irritates me is the snowboarding goggles off the mirror, you know what I mean, in their truck. That irritates the shit out of me. It's like, oh wow, so gay, so gay. Yeah. It's the gayest.
Yeah,
look
you don't
ever.
you don't see that around here where it's fucking flat as a piece of glass. But people do that there, and they have like the lift ticket or their season pass on their jacket or something like that.
Yeah,
fucking skiing town.
Well, I think it's acceptable in Sandpoint because it's a ski town, and when you grow up in Sandpoint and you go skiing, there's actually a lot of really good skiers in Sandpoint, like a fucking shitload. When you go to Mount Hood, dude, there is no good skiers, not at all. Like they all suck. They are god awful. Everyone on that mountain does not ski. They've gone 5 times in their life and they can barely stand up on a board. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like. But there's 1,000 people on your drive to Mount Hood that you're gonna pass with goggles hanging out their fucking mirror, like I snowboard, bro. And it's like, dude, just take them out of your window. Just take them out of your window.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm full of hate. I'm full of hate today. I just like
they're projecting their interest and their club that they're belonging to,
and then. Like a real quick one bugs me is people putting the gun things on the back, the stickers like Glock in the back window. It's like, why are you broadcasting to people that you're carrying a gun? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Isn't the whole like, you know what I mean? Most of them are going to be like all hot and heavy for getting a concealed weapons license. Isn't the whole point to not broadcast that you have a gun and then you're gonna put Glock on our fucking Sig Sauer on their back window? Like, it's like. That to me, the fucking goggles in the window and the Glock on the back is just like they're the same fucking flex. You know what I mean? It's tacky. Like, yeah, it's tacky. Stickers on cars together, tacky. I hate it. I hate it so much. I have a sticker on my car, and I'm kind of a piece of shit. I have a 7B.
What does it say?
I have a 7B, and so I'm kind of a piece of shit for doing this. But I hate stickers. I hate when they're. I honestly think that shitty cars with a bunch of stickers on the back are cooler than the elk sticker and the Glock sticker in the back window. It just irritates. It's like you just look poor. You never see a rich person with a sticker in their back window, ever.
No, no.
No Bentley has a sticker in the back window. Yeah, No Bentley has a fucking sticker in the back window.
No.
Not a single fucking one. Not a single fucking one. But you know how many Ford F-250s have fucking Glock stickers in the back window? Fucking hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
So we've gone through all of our demographic of listeners. I've hit women so far, and I've hit men. Like, I've just pissed off every demographic.
Yeah, it's dumb.
ErickandBradShow@gmail.com. ErickandBradShow@gmail.com.
Well, do you want to do an Ask Eric, or do you want me to skip it?
Yeah, let's do this thing.
Okay, this is going to be a weird one. All right, dear Eric. A listener suggested this shouldn't be called Ask Eric. It should be called Ask Beavs, because it sounds like Ask Jeeves.
Oh, I like that. Ask Beavs.
Okay, Ask Beavs. I'll try to remember that. Okay, I think my husband may have an alcohol problem, but I am not sure how to help him. He is a great dad to our young toddlers and a devoted husband to me. But as soon as the kids go to bed, he starts drinking beer. He drinks
my girlfriend
all night.
Write in?
Yeah. He drinks all night, and I often wake up alone to find him sleeping in the basement on the floor. He is never sick or He is never sick or angry. He doesn't black out. He's not abusive or harmful to me in any way, but this behavior feels unacceptable. He tells me that he is depressed and hates his job, but he feels like it is his duty to take care of us, even though I work too. I want him to feel like he can leave his job and make changes if he is unhappy, but he seems unwilling to. I have asked him repeatedly to talk to a counselor, but he won't. I am afraid that my girls will think this behavior is an acceptable coping mechanism as they get older. I am also concerned that it will negatively impact his health if he does not stop. I don't want to leave him, but I'm not sure if I can tolerate this much longer.
Yeah, you're hitting me right in the feels, buddy. Did you pick that one intentionally?
Maybe. I don't remember this. I picked this 2 weeks ago. I can't remember exactly.
This feels real intentional because you just summed up my life. This is what you did.
Okay.
I think I don't know. I see the negative effects, but I guess I was raised in a family where everyone drinks. Everyone drinks in my family. I grew up around functioning alcoholics, and so I don't see the negative side, especially with. I mean, I see the negative side, like so. I have a brother that fucking had liver failure. They told him he had 6 months to live. That's when shit gets negative to me. It's not the family life. If the family life's good, if everyone's happy, I don't really see the negative thing. I get the coping mechanism thing. But, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's who you're with. You know what I mean? Like, that shit's not going to change. Like, I mean, it can, I guess. You need to voice your opinion on that you're really uncomfortable with it. But if someone did that to me, like, that's all on me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to listen to anybody telling me I need to change my shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard when it affects kids, you know what I mean? Like, but if you're like, it's me. It's like, I don't see a fucking problem with it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see a problem in my life unless, and I'm not drinking hard alcohol. So it's like, I really don't feel like I'm in jeopardy of like having liver failure, you know what I mean? Or going through that road, being like a true alcoholic. It's just like get off work and drink beer. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't even know where to go with this. Sorry, sorry to her. You know what I mean? Like, that sucks, but it's not that bad. It could be so much worse. And I think you should, probably just count your blessings and just let them drink. And, I think kids aren't going to think that's acceptable. Like, how many kids grow up with parents smokers and fucking hate smoking? It's like the vast majority. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the vast majority of they don't think it's acceptable. They start tearing their parents apart by the time they hit like 13 or 14, and they're like, you need to fucking stop. You know what I mean? This isn't acceptable. And so I don't think it's going to be negative on the kid. If he's not like beating the kids or like, psychologically fucking with the kids, it's like, I don't know. I don't think it's that
But
negative.
he's teaching them a coping mechanism.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you want your kids to grow up with that as a coping mechanism? Like the first thing you said was that you grew up in the family where that was a thing.
Uh-huh.
So, but that's an interesting point because I think that is a pattern with people who have parents who are smokers. They grow up hating it.
Yeah. But I don't think alcohol.
But maybe alcohol is different.
It's like it's part of our society. Like it really is. Like everyone fucking drinks. Most people fucking drink. 50% of people fucking drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
oh yeah.
I don't see it negative. I don't see it negative until people that can't handle it. And then it's a fucking problem. When you can't handle your alcohol. Then now you're a fucking problem. I hate being around guys that fucking either get violent or stoop, you know what I mean? It's just like,
yeah,
fuck you, man. Like you need to stop drinking.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
But just sleeping on the basement floor every night.
That's fucking weird. Like that's a weird one. I go to bed. You know what I mean? I go to bed every night. Like I wouldn't fall asleep on the floor. Yeah, it sounds like maybe he's a little bit. You're downplaying how much of an alcohol falling asleep on the floor. Like, what's the? I don't even understand that. Like, he's obviously getting. You said he's not getting blackout drunk. Well, obviously he is. If he's waking up on the floor.
That's true.
Or he hates you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you're blaming the alcohol when really your relationship's just fucked. It's one of those two things. Either you're downplaying how drunk he's getting, or you're downplaying that your relationship's even working. That's my takeaway. I'm gonna defend alcohol.
ErickandBradshaw@gmail.com. ErickandBradshaw@gmail.com. Oh fuck.
So, man, I feel like everything is just... I never bring things to the table that are good, like, back and forth. I just bring, like, just me talking. You know what I mean? I feel bad about that.
Well, the only thing I have left is a debate that I was going to bait you into.
I have a few things, but again, like I was just saying, it's just me talking.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. Let's just keep going after people. Let's just piss everyone off today, because that's part of another one. I was hit up. It was very weird to me. I was hit up by this girl, and she, like, this girl I knew in my past, and she's like apologizes for shit that happened like fucking 10 years ago. And I like, which the same person with the same message did the same thing about 5 years ago. And like, and at first, like, so I didn't even, this last one, I just wrote it off. I was like, okay. But 5 years ago, I was like, what? Like,
wait, like she apologized twice?
Yeah. So I wonder if she forgot about the conversation we had 5 years ago.
Sounds like
5 years ago, I took it way differently. Like I was like, oh, she's like hitting on me. You know what I mean? Like that's what this is. Uh-huh. But when I started digging into the conversation, I found out what it came from is AA. And it came from, that's one of the steps of like
make amends
or whatever. And so this is, I fucking like, one, it's just like, I don't know. It's just, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that AA part, the making amends with people. Like, or I guess I'm arguing you should, if you are doing the AA thing and you're fucking gonna make amends, it needs to be more like what's in your life. You know what I mean? Once things have passed, why are you bringing shit up? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? If you're not like a good friend or have an intent to like have a relationship with this person, why are you even talking? You know what I mean? It's like that shit sailed 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck about who I hurt 10 years ago. I really don't. You know what I mean? That shit's done. It's just, unless you're like a good friend of mine, then it's like, okay, we need to like hash some stuff out, and I need to apologize to you. But it's like shit that happened 10 years ago. It's it's done. All that shit's done to me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, kinda.
We're never gonna. Me and 90% of the people I've known in my past are never gonna like have a relationship ever again. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Other than maybe running into them, being like, "Oh, hey, what's up, dude?" Like, blah blah blah. Well, see you later. You know what I mean? It's like, it's done. Like the the learning has already been learned. You know what I mean? Like fucking, or the hurt has already been hurt, or the memory or the fun has already been had. You know what I mean? Like, why are we revisiting things? Why are you apologizing for something? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it might just be a step to them having a new life.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I don't, and I think it's like, to me it's selfish. You know what I mean? Like
it is selfish.
It's like, what are you doing? Like, I don't like it. If this gets to the person that messaged me, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not mad about it at all. Like, I really don't care. But it just, I think about it, and I think, like, to me, it shows, like, weakness. It shows, like, I don't know. It's just like, what are you doing? It's weird. You know what I mean? It's just a weird thing to do.
It is selfish.
But
though.
I find
it's like
most AA shit really fucking annoying. I do not like people that go through AA. I will never do AA. I fucking hate it. I hate AA.
But it works for them.
Yeah, it does, but everyone else in the world is sick of hearing about it. You know what I mean? Like, I
never hear about it.
I have a drummer my drummer is crazy into AA, and he's good. Me and my guitar player, like, have set down rules, like, don't talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't. You know, and nothing. If he hears this, like, I'm not picking on you. Like, I think you're great. Like, I think everything's good. I'm glad that people have things in their life, kind of like religion, that like give them drive and give them something to lean on. Good for you, man. But it's fucking annoying. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear about Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, like, I hate, like. And I feel like maybe we've probably talked about this on the show. And then one big thing I have against AA is I feel like people in AA don't take credit for their achievements. And I hate that. I hate when people don't take credit for their achievements. They're like, oh, it's through God that I did, you know what I mean? And it's like, no, you did that. Like, fucking take credit for your life. Or take responsibility for, I'm glad that you're taking responsibility for your fuck ups, but also take responsibility for the good things that have come in your life.
Yeah.
I think. I know we've talked about this, so sorry. But that girl messaged me was just weird. It was like, why are we doing this? Like, why? I didn't respond to the message. I was just like, this is stupid.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm an asshole, though. I'm kind of a dick. So.
Yeah. It's like they always say, I've heard so many times, and I've never even really been in this situation where it's like, I've just heard it listening to so much radio, listening to so many advice people calling in for advice. They say, like, hey man, I cheated on my wife. Should I tell her about it? It's fucking eating me up inside. And the radio hosts always say, like, that's so selfish to tell your wife because you're just how much pain you're going to bring to her. It's a selfish thing to get the guilt off of you and put it. Now it's like, now you carry this because I can't carry it, so now you're gonna have to fucking carry it too. It's like a dad telling his kid, like, all through your childhood I was cheating on your mom, and it's like, why don't you just shut the fuck up, dude?
Yeah, that's it. I guess the same thing. That's what I'm saying is, like,
kind of.
Past is the past. You need to learning from the past is a personal thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
but with the
thing.
AA thing, it's like, it's not like you're telling them news to them. You both already know about something. One person just wants to apologize for it.
But it's not necessary. It's not necessary unless I don't think it's necessary. You don't need to don't need to apologize to people. Like, you don't.
Right.
Unless
you just need to make peace with yourself.
Unless it's like, you need to make peace with yourself. And if you wronged someone, you need to learn from it. You don't
Yeah.
need to apologize to someone. You need to correct your actions in the future. Unless it's like your brother or your best friend, then you do need to apologize. And you,
Yeah.
but I kind of I mean, yes, you do, but I also like, I don't like apologies. Like, it's like either fix your shit, you know what I mean? Like, if you, I have beef with like a friend right now, like a really good friend of mine, and we stopped talking, and
Okay.
I don't want to apologize. I won't apologize, and whatever. Like, I won't apologize, and I don't want him to apologize. And now the ship sailed so far where our relationship's like done. Like, we're never gonna. It's over. But like I tried to make
Well, that
amends. Like,
sucks.
I tried to
Yeah.
make no, and the reason the relationship's over is because I know he wants me to apologize to him, but I won't. I won't apologize. I sorry. Like, I don't think I won't apologize. Like, I don't feel like I did anything wrong, and even if in your eyes I did something wrong, what are we doing here? Either you're fucking mad about it and you're not going to get over it, or me apologizing doesn't fucking change anything. What happened between us already fucking happened. If that's not acceptable to you, then it's not acceptable to you. Apologizing's fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Like,
Are you sorry for it though?
no, not at all. And I know he's fucking
Right.
pissed. He's super fucking pissed.
Oh
Like,
God.
fuck it. Let's talk about it. Let's bring it up. I don't really give a shit. Like, this is pretty personal, but I don't care. Like, fucking, what had happened is my pretty much my best friend here in Oregon that I met right when I moved here. Fucking fuck, we hung out all the time. We went to breakfast every Sunday for fucking years. That was
That's
like our
awesome.
thing. And
Yeah.
fucking I was really good. He went through a lot of shit, but again, I don't really care. People's problems are just problems. Everyone has fucking problems, and I hate when people bitch about their problems. It's like, dude, we all have fucking problems, man. And like,
Yeah.
to me, he leans heavy on his problems, and it's like, get over it.
It's like
Get
his
over.
identity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And but anyways, he was going through a rough time, and it was fucked what happened to him. Like, it is, but he was going through a rough time, and then I wanted to move to fucking Hawaii. I was all about it, and I was like, I'm moving to Hawaii, and I said it. I like said it to everyone in my company. I was like, I'm moving.
Oh
I'm
shit.
leaving, and fucking, I got kind of talked in to a job. A superintendent called me, and he's like, are you sure you don't want to? I could really use you for like 8 months on this job.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, fuck it. And well, it was because it was shit was going on with me with like, I was sick of living situations, and I was like, I'm fucking over it. I'm selling everything I own. I'm gonna go live out of a backpack. I'm gonna go move to Hawaii. And I was like,
Yeah.
and like, I've always had this feeling like I can make it any. Now that I've moved to Portland, I feel like I can do anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can make anything work. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I can go be a bum and I can make it work. Like, if I move somewhere, it's not going to take me much to like get into a house, to find a job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know I can do it. And it's like,
Yeah.
so that was the idea. And I talked him into it. I'm like, dude, let's go do it. Like, let's go to fucking Hawaii. And he was having trouble, and he decided to sell his house. And half of the thing was because of me saying to move to Hawaii. But my argument is you were going to do it either way. You know what I mean? Like, and you made a
Yeah.
bunch of money on the house. So I don't get, and that's what he's mad about. He's mad because he feels like I, I talked him into fucking moving to Hawaii, and he saw, and then again, he's blaming me because now he's in a really bad place. And to me, it's like, dude, me and the Hawaii thing, either way, you would have been in this bad place because you chose to be in this bad place. Yes, the house thing was part of that, but you know, you living at home now and blaming me for a loss of job and everything in your life just crumbling apart. It's like, yeah, the Hawaii thing was 10-20% of that, but you've just let your shit just go down, and you want an apology from me, and you
Hmm.
don't deserve it. Like, you don't deserve it because you let your life fall apart. You know what I mean? And like, now
Yeah.
he blames me for his whole life falling apart. It's like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It sucks that our relationship's severed now, but it's like, dude, I'm real good at cutting people out of my life, and I don't care. And I look at
Yeah.
that as a positive quality I have. Is like, I ain't losing sleep over anybody. Like, fucking, I ain't gonna fuck. If you want to be mad at me, be mad at me. You know what I mean? Fucking be mad at me. Like, I don't care. I don't like. I'm fine with having no friends or one friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if we're not gonna have a positive back and forth, even if I fuck up, like I fucked up with the Hawaii thing, but I mean we did talk about it. You know what I mean? I called him right when I made the decision. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, I can't do what we planned on doing, and he was fucking pissed. But I mean, I called him. That now it's done. You know what I mean? It's done. What you know what I mean? And like, and then we just slowly stopped talking to each other, and now it's weird. And I fucking hit him up the other day because I was like, we'd have conversations. Like he'd just text me like a YouTube video, and it was kind of weird. I was like, oh, okay, well he wants to be friends. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And fucking so I called him when I was moving. I was like, hey dude, or I text him. I was like, hey, can you come help me move a couch? And he fucking went off on me. And he's just like, fuck you,
Fuck
dude.
you.
Don't ever fucking call me to help you move, like you piece of shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I get like not helping someone move, but I was like, to me, that was a good. I get that that's a dick thing, but it's like it's a good olive branch. It's like we haven't had a good reason to meet up. This is a good reason to meet up. Like let's
Yeah.
come help me move a couch. Like I get that that is a dick thing, but to me that was a good excuse for us to meet up. You know what I mean? With it not being weird, it's like, hey, just come help me move a couch real quick.
I agree.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't. That's a long rant. I guess I needed to get that off my chest.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's things that I should probably apologize for. But here's the thing. It's like I'm thinking of two things specifically with friends that are still my friends to this day, but I think both of the things I don't think they even know about. I don't think they even realize. And it's like dwells in my mind, but I don't think they even fucking remember it shit. So I guess in that case, if I were to apologize for it, it'd probably be news to them. I don't know. But I don't necessarily need to apologize. Like, I'm fine. I'm happy. I mean, but maybe, like, say they passed away or something, I might be like, fuck, I should have made peace with that while they were still here. That's tricky shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. But if AA was like, you need to go make amends to everybody that you've wronged, I'd be like, okay, well, I can't even think of that many things. How many things do you need me to fucking think of?
Yeah, I guess I just don't agree with it. I don't agree with
Yeah.
I think if you've done something, you can talk about it when it's happening. You know what I mean? But after the ship sailed, it's just pointless. It's pointless to hash shit over. It's like either you're mad about it or you're not. And either you're going to get over it or you're not going to get over it. So choose a lane and let's continue with life. You know what I mean? Like fucking there's other
Yeah.
shit happening. And it's like if you're in a situation and they're going to get mad, deal with it right then. You know what I mean? Deal with it in that moment. When I called him, to me,
Yeah.
when I called him and said that, that's the moment you have your apology. You have it out with them. And
Yeah. Yeah.
as
Yeah.
soon as as soon as that phone's over,
Yeah.
not like to me, like a lot of people would listen to that story, that I'm saying, and they'd be like, "You're a fucking
Yeah.
asshole." You know what I mean? It's like, no,
I
I'm
don't think
cold.
so.
I'm cold, and I'm fucking like to the point. And if people aren't
Yeah.
going to be to the point, I'm not going to do that with you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to have this long drawn out fucking thing. Either straight up come up to me and say, like, if I have a problem with someone, I'm going to say it, right? Let's deal with it. Or I'm
Yeah.
not going to be around you. Like, and
Yeah.
I hate when there's so much beating around the bush. And like to me, apologizing is like kind of beating around the bush. You know what I mean? It's like it's just like fuck, dude. Why are we on this? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
look, everybody doesn't need to stay friends forever. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's okay to stop being friends with somebody.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
a lot of times with your good buddies, say something went weird or something went wrong, and then you meet up and you're just like, either you don't even need to bring it up because you guys are just like cool with each other, or you just bring it up briefly, like, hey, sorry about that. But you guys are good friends, so it's not a big deal. That's what
yeah.
happens most of the time to me, it
So
seems like.
my I would say my best friend in the world, Anthony, fucking dude, he fucking when I was 16, I was super into this girl. I fucking chased her forever. And fucking I like had finally just like it took forever. to like get with this girl, and we finally like started dating, or it was like about to start dating. It had been like a year of me trying to court this girl, and she like, I think I asked her out multiple times and she said no, and then finally like it worked out, and fucking we're into it for like a week, and I wake up one night and fucking I'm like, what the fuck? And my best friend is banging her on my floor in my room, and I was just like, you fucking asshole. Like,
whoa.
Yeah, but it would, as soon as we woke up, and it was over. You know what I mean? I've never wanted an apology for it. It's like I accepted what happened, and he was like, "Yeah, sorry," and it's like I get it. It's just like, okay, things happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know who he is now, and I know who she is. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah,
it's over. It's over. Lesson learned. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking craziness. Do you want to do that dialogue thing, or do you want me to bait you into a debate?
Whatever one you want to do, buddy.
Let's do the dialogue thing.
Okay. I when you left, I kind of talked about that. So
oh, good.
I don't think we really need to give
too much?
To give anything. I don't know how this is gonna go. I feel like this would be easier, like if we were legitimately on stage. I would get into this more. I'm gonna try to get into this.
Okay, I'm lost.
What do you mean?
Forget where I'm supposed to start.
Oh my god, I think I'm starting, because are you like, do you have it in front of you? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Or are you not ready?
Mm-hmm. I'm ready.
So, I'm gonna do two characters for just a second, just to set the scene. Fucking, take me to a doctor. Take me to a doctor, please. Suddenly, the warehouse door burst opens, and Mr. Pink steps inside. What? That was a fucking setup or what? Mr. Pink. Oh, god damn it.
Hang on. I don't know. I don't know where you're at.
What do you mean? Suddenly, the warehouse door burst open, and Mr. Pink steps inside.
I gotta search for it again. Okay, there we go. Got it. Which one am I?
You're Mr. White. I am Mr. Pink.
Okay.
Okay. Suddenly, warehouse door burst open, and Mr. Pink steps inside. That was a fucking setup or what? Ah, fuck. Orange got tagged.
Gunshot.
We probably should like practice this a little bit, but let's. Okay, sorry. Oh,
yeah,
that's
no.
just.
Well, this, yeah.
That's just fucking great. Where's Brown?
Dead.
God damn it. God damn it. How did he die?
How the fuck do you think? The cop shot him.
This is bad. This is bad. Is it bad?
As opposed to good?
This is so fucked up. Someone fucked us big time.
You really think we were set up?
You even doubt it? I think we got set up. I know we got set up. I mean, really, seriously, where did all those cops come from? 1 minute, they're not there. The next minute, they're there. Next minute, sirens. The alarms went off. Okay. When an alarm goes off, you got an average of 4 minutes. Sorry, I need to get closer. You have an average... God damn it. When an alarm goes off, you've got an average of 4 minute response time. Unless a patrol car is cruising that street, at that particular moment, you got 4 minutes before you can realistically respond. In 1 minute, there were 17 blue boys out there, all loaded, all... Sorry, I need to zoom. I don't know how to zoom in on this thing. In 1 minute, there are 17 blue boys out there, all loaded for bear, all knowing exactly what the fuck they were doing. And they were just there. Remember the second they showed up in the cars? There was ones responding to an alarm. But those other motherfuckers, well, already there. They were waiting for us. You thought about this?
I haven't had a chance to think. First, I was just trying to get the fuck out of there, and after we got away, I've just been dealing with him.
You better start thinking about it, because I'm sure as fuck I'm thinking about it. In fact, that's all I'm thinking about. I came this close to driving off. Whoever set this up knows about this place. There could have been cops sitting here waiting for me. For all you know, there's cops driving fast on their way here now.
Let's go into the other room.
Do we need to read all that?
No.
Or should we just keep going?
Keep going.
What the fuck am I doing here? Felt funny about this job right off. As soon as I felt it, I should have said no, thank you, and walked. But I never fucking listened. Every time I get burned buying weed, I always knew it. But I wanted to believe him. If he's not lying to me, and it really is that tie stick, god damn it, I'm retarded, then whoa, baby. But it's never tie stick. And and I always said if I felt that way about a job, I'd walk. And I did. I didn't, because fucking money.
What's done is done. I need you cool. Are you cool?
I'm cool.
Splash some water on your face. Take a breather. I'm going to get me my smokes. Want to smoke?
Oh, that's all. Okay, sorry. Why not?
Okay, let's go through what happened. We're in the place. Everything's going fine. Then the alarm gets tripped. I turn around, and all these cops are outside. You're right. It was like, bam! I blink my eyes, and they're there. Everybody starts going apeshit. Then Mr. Blonde starts shooting all the...
That's not correct.
What's wrong with it?
The cops didn't show up till after the alarm went off. They didn't show up till Mr. Blonde started shooting everybody.
As soon as I heard the alarm, I saw the cops.
I'm telling you, it wasn't that soon. They didn't let their presence known until after Blonde went off. I'm not saying that they were there. I'm saying that they were there. but they didn't move in till Mr. Blonde became a madman. That's how I know we were set up. You can see that. Can't you, Mr. White?
Look, enough of this Mr. White shit.
Don't tell me your name. I don't want to know. I'm sure as hell ain't gonna tell you mine.
You're right. This is bad. How did you get out?
Shot my way out. Everyone was shooting, so I just blasted my way out of there.
Nice.
Boom. Sorry. I did not do too good. I think if we do that again, I need to practice before I do it.
I needed more lines.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
We need to plan one. We'll do it again. I think we should do it next week and actually pick what we're gonna do and know it beforehand.
That'd be sweet. So, all right. There's some shit going on that's not good that I'm sick of. And it has to do a little bit with President Trump.
Okay.
Now, there's some things that I like that he's done, and there's some things that I don't like. And this is something that I don't like. And I've brought this up before, but I'm bringing it up again. And this was a good topic for last week because it was happening last week, but it's been happening. Okay, the federal executions that are happening right now that not a lot of people know about.
Yeah, I don't know.
The federal government. What?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
The federal government, because there's state executions and there's federal executions. There hasn't been a federal execution since 2003. Until now, there's been, I think this summer, there's been like 13 of them. Or something crazy. So, as Donald Trump's presidency winds down, his administration is ratcheting up the pace of federal executions despite a surge of coronavirus cases in prisons, announcing plans for 5 starting Thursday and concluding just days before the January 20th inauguration of the president-elect Joe Biden. So this was last week, so they've done 2, and they have 3 more to go before President-elect Joe Biden. 13 executions since July, when the Republican administration resumed putting inmates to death after a 17-year hiatus, and will cement Trump's legacy as the most prolific execution president in over 130 years. Trump will leave office having executed about a quarter of all federal death row prisoners, despite waning support for capital punishment among both Democrats and Republicans. So look.
Well, we've had this argument before.
The thing was, not 2 days ago Thursday, but the last Thursday would have been like the 10th or something. They they killed this guy, Brandon Bernard. And I actually kind of heard about this when I'm laying awake at night, scrolling around social media and seeing Kim Kardashian's Twitter. Okay, it's a weird way to hear about something, but like in the last few years, she got into this whole thing where she got a whole legal team, and they've been going around getting people and doing really good things, because getting people who are doing with like life sentences for a weed charge and getting them out of prison, and it's like doing some good work and stuff like that. So this case became spotlighted by her, not to get this guy not killed, but to get him a stay of execution. Because the thing is, what Trump's doing is he's reinforcing his thing as being like a law and order president by doing these federal executions. You know what I mean? And they say apparently that Joe Biden is against the death penalty, even though he signed the 1994 crime bill that added 60 more reasons why someone can get the death penalty. So it's like, are you really fucking against it or not? Like, pick a side. But it's like a shitty thing to do this, to rush these executions before the next president gets in office. Because there also hasn't been an execution under a lame duck president, if you know what that means, since the 1880s. Like in the transitionary period. I'm guessing that period is more of a time for everything to just sort of not shift around and just stay like idle. But this is just like, let's go, let's start executing people. This Brandon Bernard guy, he's 40 years old. They put him to death because of a crime that he committed when he was 18. The crime was he's 18, him and a 19-year-old, and then 3 kids that are under 18. They basically like kidnapped this couple that were both youth pastors. The man was a youth pastor, the wife was a youth pastor. They robbed them, they fucked with them, they put them in the trunk of their car, and the 19-year-old he was with shot them both in the head, and then he, as an 18-year-old, set the car on fire. And that was in like the year 2000 or 1999. Okay. This happened on the outskirts of a military base in Texas, which made it a federal crime because it was on the military base, but just on a dirt road on the outskirts of it. They executed the 19-year-old like a month ago. The 3 minors who participated have already been released from jail. Then this guy, Brandon Bernard, who did that when he was 18, they fucking executed him too. Okay? And they shouldn't have. I don't know if that deserves the death penalty. He didn't even pull the trigger. Okay? And he was 18 years old. And you've let the 3 minors out of jail. So anyway, that's why this became spotlighted by people. And there was a huge push by his legal team to get a stay of execution and stuff like that. Because also there's more things to it. The 12 jurors that sentenced him to death, 5 of them came out before this execution was performed and said, we made the wrong call back then. There's that. The fact he didn't pull the trigger. I don't know, there's a couple things. But it's like, it's kind of a fucked up thing. And what's kind of fucked up is I feel like the executions are also being used as like a political pawns. There's that too. I don't know. He didn't even pull the trigger. But it's like, then the next day, this happened like 10 days ago. The next day they executed somebody else who was convicted of killing his 2-year-old daughter as well. And also, in researching federal death row shit, the guy Joseph Duncan is a federal death row inmate as well, which led me to sort of revisiting that whole fucking thing. And here's the thing: it's like, and I've listened to so much shit on this, trying to prepare to bring it to the show. I just don't think the death penalty is a fucking good way to do it. And the problem becomes when you start reading about these cases, you get really emotional. And and it's like we've told the government, you guys can decide sort of when to kill people and when not to kill people. If it was up to me, I see some people, some of these North Dakota fucks that leave their dogs outside when it's like 0 degrees and their dog's like half dead. I think they should get the fucking death penalty. I see some of them driving around with a dog on the back of their flatbed truck when it's fucking 0 degrees out, and I'm like, I think that fuck should probably get the death penalty too. And look, and people don't like when you speak about pets like they're children, and I get that because I've taken heat from doing that before, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm just speaking towards my point of view. But it's not up to me when someone should get the death penalty. Thank God. But it's up to we leave it up to the government to do it. And they said, and so a bunch of lawyers came to this guy, they're not kid, he's 40 now, but a bunch of lawyers swooped in like at the 11th hour and tried to get this guy a stay of execution. The lawyer that defended Trump in the, what's it called? Impeachment trial, the lawyer that defended Trump's lawyer in the impeachment trial came to this kid's defense in like hours before the fucking execution and was asking for like a stay of execution, and like they were submitting it to courts and stuff like that, all the way up as many courts as they could get, and the courts were just like nope. So the only one that could have acted was Trump, and he didn't act, so they killed the guy, which is I don't know. And then listening to debates, like I hear the debates of the person saying we should abolish the death penalty, and then I listen to the other guy who says these are the reasons why we should have the death penalty. What that guy usually does is bring up cases, and some of the cases he brings up are so fucking brutally evil that you just think, fuck that person, because that is an evil, twisted son of a bitch. And that's just sort of bringing out the emotion of it. And it can't be an emotional thing because it's not like you can ask the victim's family what to do with the person who did it. That's why, and I'm not trying to relate pets and shit, but if, say someone kills my dog and then the police ask me, what do you want to do to that person? I'm not going to give out a fair fucking consequence to them at all. It's going to be like, you should fucking kill them or you should beat them within an inch of their life. So you can't ask the family to give that because they're going to give a completely emotional thing. You need a third party that's not like attached to the case. But in a lot of these cases, it feels like it's an emotional thing. You're going strictly off vengeance because I've already said before that it's not a money thing, and people always say it's cheaper to kill them, but it's not cheaper to kill them. And then there's studies that say the death penalty is a deterrent. If you live in a state with a death penalty, you're not going to do shit. And studies have shown that's actually not true. It's like Illinois and Michigan both have the same crime rate, although one has the death penalty and one doesn't. Someone who's going to kill like that or do some fucked up shit doesn't think about that necessarily. So it's not a deterrent. It's not a money thing. So why is it taking place? It's taking place for vengeance. Although, you're delivering vengeance 30 years later? And it's like, say, and you're also executing innocent people. That's happened. Since that whole Innocence Project thing came around, the guys that were on Joe Rogan, they've gotten like 100 people off death row in the past like 15 years that shouldn't have been there because it was just fake, false evidence. Because a lot of times, there's a whole other argument that it's just executing poor people. You're not executing rich people like an O.J. Simpson. You're executing poor people that have a shit legal defense and can't properly present evidence. Like some kid with a fucking public defender. Are you kidding me? So there's a risk of the innocent people, which you said before, it's okay. But I don't think it's okay to risk executing an innocent person. And it's also like, another argument is, say 100% this person did it. Like a Joseph Duncan who said, yeah, I did it, who pled guilty on all charges. Would it then be okay to just chop their head off in the middle of the street? No, because that's like some ISIS shit. And shouldn't we hold ourselves to a higher standard than some ISIS shit? And like, what kind of society does that make you and that you'd be raised in if you're just chopping people's heads off in the streets? Although the thing is, instead of it, we're saying we're better than ISIS because we're not chopping people's heads off in the street. No, we're pulling the curtain back and just doing a little injection in their arm. But it's the same thing. It's like the same thing by doing that. You're still putting people to death. And it's the tough part comes in when you read about cases and stuff like that, like the Joseph Duncan, and you're like, fuck this guy, I'll kill him myself. Stuff like that. But you can't do that. And then it's like, oh, an eye for an eye. If they murder, then we can murder. Okay, so if they rape, should you rape the rapist? If it's a rapist, should their punishment be now to be raped? It's like, no, because who's going to do that? Now you're going to turn someone into a rapist. You're going to fuck with them. I'm sure the executioner back in the day, when everyone would gather around and to be like, wham, and chop someone's head off, I'm sure that guy didn't live a very fucking happy, healthy life when he had to go home and live with that. It's almost like in a perfect society, obviously in a perfect society, you wouldn't have people murdering each other. But if it's cheaper and it's not a deterrent to just say life without parole, then why don't we just do that? It's because we want like vengeance against them. Because we want vengeance against them.
I disagree. I think the vengeance, I'm not going to argue the cheaper. I'm not going to argue any of that. I'm going to argue, vengeance. And I'm going to argue it should be, Joseph Duncan shouldn't just get to sit in prison.
But couldn't you also make the argument that putting them to death is actually more merciful?
I've thought about that before.
Life without parole?
But I don't think prison is I think prison's kind of a cakewalk, and it's too easy for people. So if you're giving me a choice between death and prison, death. I mean, my fucking brother did 10 years in prison, and he got out, and he essentially wanted to go back to prison. You know what I mean? Like, that isn't fair that Joseph Duncan gets to fucking do this to these kids. And it's horrific. There needs to be vengeance there. I totally disagree. 100% there needs to be vengeance. This kid's case you're talking about with the 19-year-old, that's a little wackadoodle. I don't think that's an argument against the death penalty. I think that's an argument against how that dude's trial went. And that's fucked up, and that does suck. But banning the death penalty isn't... I mean...
Well, banning the death penalty would have stopped that.
No, I just disagree. I get it. I think it should be worse. I think the argument should be, what do we do to, like, Joseph Duncan? Joseph Duncan's case is, when you really, really dig into that one, it's horrifically bad. Horrifically bad what he did to those kids. I know. And
I also didn't know that
he does not deserve to sit in jail. Does not deserve that. I don't think he deserves death either. I think we should be much more vengeful with how we deal with people like that.
No, you can't.
100%. I think we should go dig a fucking hole that's 50 feet fucking deep and just chuck him in there. And just be like, see you later, bitch. Like, you're going to have a real shitty fucking few days. Like, 100%. There needs to be, that dude needs to, we need to play God. Absolutely. 100%. I totally disagree with you. It's not, I don't believe in God. So I don't believe that he is going to get there is no afterlife for him. The second that shit switches off, he's dead. And now he doesn't have to think about anything. He needs to fucking be punished. And people like that need to know that there is real consequence to their shit. I know that you're not going to change a lot of psychopaths, but they need to know deep down, like, if you cross this line, you're not just going to get a fucking slap on the wrist, and you're not just going to go sit in prison. I really do not agree that prison is a harsh, it isn't that bad. Yeah, your life fucked. You're never going to be able to, like, do anything again. Yeah. But you get to sit and fucking play cards all goddamn day long, not pay for anything, rent free, eat, everything's taken care of now. You just get to go live your fucking life. And you don't get to go travel. You don't get to do a bunch of shit you want to do. But, I mean, it's not that fucking hard of a life. It's not that hard of a life. I know this. You know what I mean? I know this. I'm not firsthand, but I know this secondhand. Very much. I've been to prisons a lot. I've sat in the fucking rooms probably 20 times watching prisoners all around me. And it's like, dude, their life is a pretty fucking cakewalk. They have TV. They have fucking easy, when you go to prison, dude, you get commissary. You get to have like shit in your room. It isn't like jail. It's fucking easy street. It's fucking easy street. Like, you just get to go hang out, fucking watch TV. You can have a TV in your fucking room. You know what I mean? You can have art in your room. You can play. There's bands inside prison. Like, my brother had sent me a recording that they had recorded in prison. These guys get to play music. They get to have fun in prison. Like, Joseph Duncan gets to fucking have fun in prison. You know what I mean? No, that's wrong. I get your death penalty. We need to be vengeful. 100%. I get where you're getting at. Like, oh, you look at like Afghanistan and you're like, man, they're so like savage. It's like, yeah, we should be savage. People are not. People, this fucking picture everyone's trying to create of this like utopian society. Humans aren't that. We aren't. We are never gonna be that. We're humans. And you start realizing that we're evil. There's evil inside every single person. There's bad parts to that shit. You're never going to get away with that. It's never going to be this fucking Mary Poppins idealistic thing. And it's like, you need to have law and order. Killers there needs to be retribution there. Like, 100%. I don't think we're doing enough. I don't care about the money. I care about the vengeance. You're allowed to be emotional about that. We are human beings. What do you mean don't be emotional about it? Everything, our whole existence depends on emotion. Like, that's what,
so if someone kills my dog, my emotion is going to be, I want to kill them.
I'm not saying,
so is that the right thing?
I'm not saying that the victim should be the decider. I'm saying the courts should be the decider on that. And we need harsher punishment for people. 100%.
You can't say that yes, I get that there's no utopian society and this is not one, but you can't say that the society in Afghanistan is better than ours.
I'm not saying. I don't think that that's a valid argument. I think a lot of these arguments you're bringing up aren't valid arguments. The only real argument you have is people wrongly getting killed. That is something we can debate more. All the other topics I don't accept as arguments. I think my argument is people need to be punished. We disagree on that. Our base idea is we disagree that murderers need to be punished. And I say, yes, they do, and they need to be punished more than they are. I think it's wrong that the end and execution is fine because people don't want to die. You really don't want to die. It's you know what I mean? When they sit in that chair, they don't want to die. Every human, pretty much every human is going to be that way. And so, yeah, totes, execute them. Absolutely. If you're going to give two choices, and those are the two choices you're giving me, absolutely. Duncan does not deserve to sit in prison. 100%. You give me the tools. I'll go do it. I'll sleep at night. 100%.
You won't though.
100%. Oh, yes, I will.
I don't know.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. I'm not saying there are people. Yes, I think a lot of people can't deal with shit, but there's a lot of people that can deal with shit. There's a lot of people that can kill and don't have problems. Look at our military. You know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of people come home with PTSD. A lot of people don't. Men have the capability to just flip that switch on and off. And I think I'm one of them. I think there's a lot of men you can justify what you are doing and sleep absolutely fine. I 100% agree. You give me you tie that dude up to a chair and give me a hammer, I'll sleep like a baby that night. I'll have no problem. I'll be able to listen to the story of Shasta and Dylan Groney. I'll be able to listen to that whole story, what he did, and I'll be like, oh, we're gonna have fun for about an hour, and I'm gonna make you pay for that.
I know.
The 19-year-old kid murder, that he deserves to get punished. That's a problem of like just something went wrong in his defense. Like, that's pretty bad.
Well, you have a stronger case for the 19-year-old that shot them in the head than the 18-year-old that lit the car on fire when he was 18 years old.
That's what I mean. The 18-year-old.
You let the 17-year-olds out of jail. But then you execute the 18-year-old.
Okay. Now we're arguing about something. We're arguing about a case that I think you have an argument there. Yes, you do. Arguing that the death penalty should be done away with. Okay.
It should be.
Okay. Your argument, you have a legitimate point on people getting killed that are wrongfully accused. Okay, that's a real issue. All the other things you're saying, I 100% disagree with. 100%. We're talking about two separate things here, right? Like,
yeah,
you're wrongly accused, yes, but what's his name? He admits it. We know he did that. There's no doubt. There's zero doubt that dude did that to those kids. Zero doubt. He doesn't deserve to be in prison. He deserves more than death. And I don't agree with this vengeful thing, any of that.
But our vengeance is injection behind a curtain, like it's a medical procedure.
Yeah.
When it's actually a very vengeful procedure. At 30 years after, you can't do it. You can't do it the day after.
Well, no, but isn't the whole argument about the 30 years or waiting a long time is to give time for appeals and make sure that you don't do that. So if you fail all your appeals, that sucks. That if you're getting wrongly killed, that is pretty shitty. I'm not arguing that at all. That sucks. But okay, so we need to do more on how this appeal system works. If you're gonna kill someone, then maybe your argument shouldn't be we need to do away with the death penalty. We need to guarantee that they are getting a very good defense. If you're gonna kill someone, that should be the argument. That their case needs to be strongly looked at.
So now, now you're using tax money to defend these people.
Yes, because people like Joseph Duncan, it's not an issue of money. I'm glad that my tax dollars go to punishing that person. I'll pay more for that.
To defend them.
To make sure, to get vengeance on them. But we do need to make sure that it's being done, that they did what they did. So you do need to protect them.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's not working.
Then that's a problem. That's a problem. The execution itself is not a problem. I disagree with that. That's cookie cutter liberal bullshit. That is exactly why we have so many fucking problems and so many other things, is because just soft bullshit. Man up. Like, people do bad things. They need to be punished. A dog bites you, fucking smack him. There needs to be punishment. I'm not a fucking barbarian because I hit a dog because he bit me, or that I'm teaching him how to. It's everyone needs to be. There needs to be lines and things. When you cross lines, there needs to be punishment.
Yeah, I agree.
And a fucking drug dealer does not deserve the same fucking punishment as fucking as a mass murderer. They don't deserve the same thing. They don't deserve the same thing. That drug dealer deserves to be in prison. You know what I mean? There's a line he crossed. He deserves to be there. A murderer that takes kids out into the woods and ruins these children's lives and plays psychological games on a little girl with her little brother.
I know.
He doesn't deserve that. So arguing that you need to banish you need to undo the only real next step of punishment we have is I think you're morally wrong. Like, I totally disagree with you. It honestly upsets me when I hear the argument. The argument about people being wrongly convicted, it's a different argument. It's a different argument, and I accept that argument. That is the only argument I accept.
Yeah. And it's there's a thing in the Constitution.
We've done this exact argument, like, to the T.
Yeah, no, I'm rehashing the Oasis thing and this thing. There's the thing in the Constitution about cruel and unusual punishment. And I think that might have something to do with, say we capture a terrorist, there's laws against just, ripping all their fingernails off and beating them for a year.
Absolutely. But that's
to get information
different. That's like different because they didn't really do anything wrong. Like
maybe they did.
Well, if they did, then they did. They broke it. They crossed a line. But like a prisoner of war is that's different. That's a different thing. Both parties are agreeing to something, agreeing to war, or agreeing to a conflict, and they're sending men to go do a job, like to go fight each other or to do fucked up shit to the other one. That is totally different than someone taking some kids out in the woods. There's way different. There's a way different idea. Yes, cruel and unusual punishment. Yeah, because we want to make sure that when we send people over to another country to go fight a war, that they're not going to get captured in a POW camp and get so there needs to be an agreement on both sides that you don't do that. That you don't do you don't do, yeah. But cruel and unusual punishment, I disagree with
so
that.
So if you know for 100% that they did it, would you be all for just chopping their head off in the middle of the street on television?
Like murderers?
Yeah.
You're painting a picture to prove a point, and that's not the I don't like the out in the middle of the streets. I don't care about the public seeing it. I don't care. But
it's okay, like behind a curtain.
Either
way, behind a curtain with a needle.
Either way, yeah. All I care about is the punishment. There needs to be a punishment. There needs to be. There has to be.
Simply for the peace of the family.
For the justice. For two things. For justice and to let people know that everyone needs to know there's a line. You cross this line, your life's not okay anymore.
Right.
And I know that I get that serial killer, that psychopaths don't care about a line. But they need to know it's there. But I don't care. Everyone needs to know that's there. You need to know it's there. Because I guarantee there are some psychopaths out there. There is a percentage of psychopaths out there that don't cross the line because they don't want the ramifications.
I don't know if those are psychopaths. Those might be.
You're saying a psychopath, okay? But that's just a totally different subject. But I do believe that there is heinous stuff that gets because people are afraid of what happens. That psychopaths understand it because of how much they try to hide what they're doing.
Right. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of murders bury bodies. You know what I mean? If they truly don't think about consequences, we'd figure them out in a heartbeat. You just be like, oh yeah, that guy, he's out there killing people in the streets like willy nilly. Doesn't literally
spraying like a shooter's.
Yeah, but like the Shasta Dillon thing, he knew he was hiding. He was, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't trying. Like he's hiding. He's running out in the woods. He knows and yes, that didn't stop him, but he knows that something bad's coming to him. You know what I mean? Like, and it should be worse. It should be worse. He should be like, maybe there's gonna be a percentage of people they're gonna hit a line. They're gonna be like, I want to like kill this person, or hurt this person, and they don't do it because they're like, shit. Like I don't want to deal with the ramifications of this.
Yeah.
So that needs to be there. And then you have people then you have people in prison that get out of prison. They realize that prison's a cakewalk, so now they don't really care about breaking laws.
Right.
My brother did this. Like he got out and he didn't care. He didn't care.
Yeah.
He got caught with automatic weapons in the back, or got caught with weapons in the back of his trunk. He didn't care. Didn't care. Yeah. Because he's like, yeah, I don't give a shit, and go back to prison. Don't care. Now, what if you have someone that's not doing it, drug related? What if he's like kind of an evil fucking person, and he goes to jail, gets out in 10 years? He's like, dude, I'll go fucking, I'll go do some heinous shit again because that's all they're gonna do to me. Like I guarantee that happens a lot. That's a real problem to me. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know.
Erick and Brad Show at gmail.com.
This is probably going to be one of the things where tomorrow Brad goes, oh, fuck. I forgot that whole fucking other point. I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't seem like vengeance is a 30-year wait and then an injection into your arm. So using and you probably agree with that. And so using that as a vengeance, we should keep doing it for vengeance. That doesn't seem like vengeance to me. I don't know. That seems like a nap. You just go to sleep.
Okay, and I agree with that. I'm down with that. But you're only giving, so far, society as a whole is only giving me two options. And I'm not going to take one of those options away.
I wish there was another option.
Yeah, and it could be cheaper. That's a problem. That is a. You want to talk about money? Yeah, let's talk about that. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Once we get done with trial shit, should be done. You go spend $5 on a fucking shovel and go dig a hole and throw them in it. Like I don't get why I don't. That doesn't make any sense to me, and that is wrong. That it costs more money to kill someone than to keep them in prison for the rest of their life. That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, I don't understand. That doesn't, I can't wrap my head around that. That's bullshit. That's not an argument to get rid of the death penalty. That's an argument to fix government workers. Like, what is happening around here? That's why you don't give money to charity. You know what I mean? Like, this is the problem. Like, money's going to get wasted. Money just gets wasted everywhere.
It's because I think there's something to be said about, like, imagine some third world country. You just have like a pit where you just throw the bad people. Shouldn't we hold ourselves to a higher standard? Or you're just chopping people's heads off in the street. Our higher standard is just to close the curtain and do the injection.
See, this
but I feel like it's the same thing.
This higher standard
I feel like it's
stuff
the same thing.
Just to me comes from a place of weakness, just weak, like. There's so many different arguments that kind of come down to the same thing you're saying. Is just like, well, we should. All I hear is just real weak people arguing weak shit. Just like, well, we should take care of a man. It's like Portland just decriminalizing all drugs across the board. Like, what are you doing? Like, what? This isn't. Well, the war on drugs hasn't fucking changed anything, man. It's like, so we're gonna decriminalize methamphetamine? Are you what, bro? Like, this doesn't make any sense. I get there is arguments against that, but it's not an argument against decriminalizing drugs. It's yes, when you're 18, you get caught with a gram of coke, your life shouldn't be ruined. I understand that. But that's not a problem of decriminalizing drugs. That's a problem of looking at how the court system deals with that. That's what needs to be addressed. Not just fuck it. Free for all now. We don't care. Yeah. You're just going to get a ticket. You can get a ticket. You can, in Portland, Oregon right now, you can get caught with methamphetamine and just get a ticket. Not go to jail. Just get a ticket. Go on your way. That's crazy. What are we doing? And to me, that's the same mindset that gets you in the stop the death penalty. Well, we're better people than that. And it's like, no, bro. Look at what's happening in California with all the fucking homeless. It's that mindset. That mindset of like, and now it's just, and what happens? What happens to the way California has dealt with the homeless situation with their fucking coddle them fucking thing? It's out of control. It's out of control here in Portland. Why doesn't that happen in Republican states? Huh? I wonder. It's right in front of your eyes, and no, it's just, and then they just move out. They're just like, oh fuck, it's obviously not the laws we put into effect that make this state so shitty. It's like, yeah, it is. Right. It's that mindset. It's this Mary Poppins mindset where everything can be good. It's not good. It's not good. It never is going to be good. Humans are shitty creatures. Everyone just needs to agree, and liberal people seem to just not. They just don't see that. They refuse to see that. They believe in a utopia. Utopias don't exist. Never. Humans will never live in a utopia. It can't happen.
Yeah. I agree. It's like, look, I love a good revenge tale. A few years ago, I rewatched Man on Fire, and I was telling my buddy at work, I'm like, God, I love that movie because it's just a good revenge story. Like, I'm just going to go kill everybody that kidnapped the little girl. And he's like, you know what another good revenge movie is? The Count of Monte Cristo. I'm like, okay, so I went home and watched that, and I was like, God, that's such
movie. That's a
I know.
10 movie.
It should be. It's like, that's a good revenge story, especially since he's like, revenge is like a dish best served cold, where he's like, I'm going to play the long game on this fucker and just...
Hardcore long game. Super hardcore long game.
Yeah. But if your romantic long game is a 30-year wait for a needle in the arm, I don't know. I don't like it.
How do you feel about John Wick?
Yeah, that's good too. Yeah. I like the first one.
Yeah, no, just the first one's what I'm talking about. You kill the dog and he just kills everyone. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm talking about. There's a line.
But if someone kills your dog, they don't deserve to die.
You cross this line. John Wick's coming. You know what I mean? There needs to be a line.
if your thing was just like, okay, if you murder, if you rape, if you steal, if you rob, or if you do all these things, then it's the death penalty. And then all of a sudden you get this utopian society. It's like, oh, it works, but it doesn't work.
What?
It's purely vengeance. So I guess
Yes,
if your argument is vengeance, then I guess so.
And we just see it differently. And we're and arguing about it is are discussing it isn't. We're never going to change each other's mind. You're not going to change my mind.
No, but people get to listen to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like that kid, I wouldn't have sentenced him to death. How many other cases are like that? That go on, but that you don't even know about.
I agree with you there. That I do agree with.
If that was your family member or something, you'd be like, "Fuck you, government, and fuck the death penalty," because people get emotional on every side. You know,
it's like I don't know. To me, it's like I'm looking at it as like if you go to a restaurant and get food poisoning, you don't have to shut the restaurant down. You just have to make sure that the food's better. You know what I mean? It's like, and you guys are just all trying to shut the restaurant down. It's like, no, that's not the problem. The problem isn't the restaurant. You know what I mean? It's the dish boy in the back that's not washing his hands, or something like that. It's like, no, just go fix the problem. You're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You know what I mean? Like,
okay. You mean by giving a specific case as an example and saying the whole idea is wrong?
But yes, by saying the death penalty is wrong. No, it's not. You're.
And look, I'm all for the whole idea of like when you live in a small village and the guy down the street kills a kid, and it's like, okay, let's all get together now and go handle that problem. That's a good idea to me.
Okay, that's vengeance.
But that's a good idea to me. But as far as how it operates in society, like that's not a good idea because you're gonna get the wrong person.
Okay.
I don't know.
But you still need vengeance. The base idea there you're saying is, so if that works with 30 people, and that's how you deal with that, and that's the morally right way to do it, why are you throwing that away when there's 250 million people? No, the same rule applies. It is harder to
because
deal
those
with.
30 people
you need to figure out how you deal with it. But in the end, that concept needs to be played out the same. That's how it works.
No, because those 30 people are acting emotionally because it's so close to them. It's their neighbor.
Why is it all right then? When you just put it in a tribe perspective, you're like, yeah, that's how that needs to get dealt with.
It's not right.
That's not what you just said. But okay.
I said, yeah, for me, like put myself in those people's shoes. That's right. I like that idea because I'd be acting emotionally. I'd say, let's go get them. I knew that kid that they killed.
Okay.
But you can't have this emotional thing. What if I'm a judge? What if I'm a judge and I own a dog and the guy on the stand killed a dog and I'm like, I'm acting emotionally. Boom, you're dead.
No, I get, but everything's gonna be okay. We're just rehashing it over and over and over again. Okay. Same exact argument.
Okay, we'll end it. We'll end the argument.
I real quick, I just want to tie one thing in. This has been all I do is just bitch on this show. God damn.
Think about it, people, and let me know what you think. Okay, go.
So I work in the Portland watershed, and it's 9 miles from the gate to get up to this dam on this windy little road, and it's shut off to the public. You cannot get on this road. You get to it. You get to a gate, and then you have to. They're really weird about like the security there. So you have to have a certain walkie-talkie. It's in a certain frequency band that the public can't use. You know what I mean? So you get these walkie-talkies, and everyone in the watershed is like on a certain channel, for the Portland Water Bureau. And then they want someone in a group has to have a radio, and they have to be like a qualified person. So so what we do is we all meet up at the gate, the whole crew of guys, and then we drive in together. And because one person has to be, we don't have enough radios to give every single person a radios. But someone in that group, when you're driving on the road, you can't just like send a car out and then wait, because if something bad happens, that you need to be able to instantly radio in and tell the security or blah, blah, blah. So that's what we do every day. We just meet up in a big group. I'm always in front. I have the walkie-talkie. I lead the pack in and out of the place. And like we've recently been having like 5 cars like driving in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have this inspector that works for the city of Portland, and he's just a government employee. He's our inspector. Well, his job is to make sure that the building is getting built correctly. Like, that's what he does. He's there every day, just watching us work. And dude, it's empty. There's no one up there. There's like maybe fucking 15 people in the watershed every day on a 40 square mile plot. It's huge plot of land. It's like you don't see anybody ever up there. You know what I mean? It's just empty everywhere. And we leave, not this last week, but the week before. We get done with work, and it's weird because usually this guy leaves at like 3:30 every day, and we leave at 4:30, and he's still there when we get off work. And I'm like, huh? And we all get in our car, and we're heading out. I have a grip of a drive every day to the watershed and out. It's all the way. I live on the opposite. I have to drive all the way through Portland, through Gresham, up to Mount Hood, then do a 9-mile drive up this road. It's just, and then on the way home, rush hour, it's a bitch. I just get shit on all the way home. You know what I mean? First, it's a long drive just to get into Portland, and then I have to deal with Portland traffic all across polar opposite sides of the metropolitan area. So we want to get out of there. You know what I mean? Like, we're ready to go. Like, it's go time. Let's get out of here. And the speed limit on this road is 30 miles an hour, which is bullshit. It's bullshit.
Because there's nobody up there.
No one up there, and it should be faster. So we drive down. Yeah, it's paved. It's a great road. It's a little windy, but it's not. It's great. You could technically do 60 on it safely.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be going. I wouldn't say safely, but I would do it every day just fine, and I would never get in a wreck. You know what I mean? Like, at all, doing 60. And so we drive down, and we get to the bottom, and his truck, this inspector, pulls up next to me. And, like, as I'm opening the gate, and he's like, you need to pull over when you get out of here, and we need to talk. And I pull over, and he's like, I followed you guys out of here, and I had to do damn near 50 miles an hour to catch up to you guys. And he's like, this bullshit, this is not a racetrack up here. Like, da 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 da. And I just like, I don't want to piss this guy off because he's inspecting our work. You know what I mean? So I have to be like nice. I was just like, okay, yeah, well, I'll slow down. And he was so mad, like turning red. God. He's so mad. And then he drives away. And like, dude, I just like, this is earlier in the show. I said, I can't remember what we were talking about, but I was like, oh, we were talking about the money being wasted. And this is like, I fucking hate government employees, city employees. They're all garbage. Your money is getting wasted in so many fucking ways. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's libertarian, baby.
When you go work with these people, like government workers are the worst. The worst people on the planet. It's when you're in the DMV, those people, they're everywhere. They're in all walks of how you get government stuff. This is why capitalism is better, because I don't know what it is, but when people lifers get into a job and they have a union backing them up to where they like literally can't get fired and their job is a cakewalk, like it breeds the worst. These people are the worst. Like, so for instance, this guy doesn't do anything all day. His job has to be the most boring job on the planet. Like, literally, you just sit there. You don't do anything. You just sit there all day, just watching people work. Like, it's your whole job. It's the most boring.
The people may have started out as rock stars, but then it breeds them into.
Yes, it breeds them into this. And then what happens? Fast forward a little bit. Then he's like, what am I going to do today? Oh, let me go play cop on this road and go check their speed. And it's like, dude, if it wasn't my job depended on it, I'd blast this guy in the face when he did that. Like, everything in my body wanted me to just deck this guy. It was like, dude, you like what? This isn't your job. You know what I mean? Like you're playing like technically you're playing like I own the watershed. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, fucking dude, know your job, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't go go over and start bitching at the electricians or something. You know what I mean? It's not my job. Like, it has nothing to do with me. It's like, and you're not doing it for safety. If you were doing it for safety, you wouldn't have drove that fast to come catch up to me. Now, would you have? You know what I mean? Like, no, you wanted to play cop. Like, and then this just happens all the time. This is just one example of union and government workers being the worst people on the planet. And then they like union guys expect, this is kind of a side deal, is union people like they look at us, they look at private sector workers that work for prevailing wage civil jobs. They like kind of, they don't hate us, but there is like a tiff there because technically we wouldn't make the money, we wouldn't be protected in our wages if it wasn't for the unions battling government to make them pay us what we pay. So it's like they feel like we, you know, not really, but there is this like, you owe us respect because we made this happen for you, the worker. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for the union, you wouldn't have these guaranteed rights. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just the worst.
Union workers. Well, and anyone whose job is protected.
That's what I mean. And like everyone's hating on capitalism. It's like, dude, I just don't think you guys see what these ideas breed. These like worker protection crap. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I take advantage of it every day. You know what I mean? Yeah. To the extreme. I do like it, but it's getting out of control. Like this. That's
why people say like sheriffs are good, but then like police chiefs are bad because the sheriff's like an elected position. Yeah. So it's like if you don't you know represent the people, then the people will vote you out. So you have to be a good person.
Yeah, it's like so elected person. I see that in government. I see it firsthand. So then it's like it's everywhere. Then you can tie that into politicians. It's like, what is going on with these lifers? You know what I mean? Like, no, this is so ridiculous. That same dude that's on my job site that ran down that road to come yell at me. That's the same thing with these lifers in government. And, you know, our ruling class, they're just bored. You know what I mean? So they're just doing wasting money because they have nothing better to do. They have nothing better to do.
That's why people say there should be term limits on Supreme Court people.
Absolutely.
Because if you get elected to the Supreme Court, you're like, that's it. I can fuck off. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do now.
So there's these back at our job
bang
site.
All the interns.
At our job site, there's electricians that work for the city. They're not electricians. They just work at the watershed. They're just an electrician that just goes around and fixes things at the watershed. So there's these electricians that are working close to us that we're like watching. Dude, it's laughable. Dude, these guys have been doing, there's like these boxes at the end of the tunnel and they're just like wiring some stuff. I guarantee you, like I don't know exactly what they're doing, but it's not much stuff. Yeah. We've been there for like fucking 4 months, dude. And they're still working on like 3 boxes. Like what? And they'll be gone for 3. They'll be gone. No, you just watch them and they'll show up like every 3 days. They'll go sit. There's this house that they go like eat lunch. They'll sit there all day long. And then they'll come down for like an hour. And they'll sit their ladder up and tinker in there for an hour. And then go back up to the house and go sit at that house all day long. And it's like, this is what these guys are making over $100,000 a year. You know what I mean? Like, not doing anything. They're
just milking it.
Just milking away. Milking away. It's so sad, dude. This is so much money. Everyone's bitching about, like, military spending. No, bro. It's like local government spending is out of control. Out of control. Wasting all your state taxes. You probably don't deal with much state taxes, but holy shit do we. I get
because there's only 6 people in North Dakota.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
There's no accountability.
That's my rant.
There's no checks.
That's my rant, and that's when that's why I'm like pro-capitalist Republican. It's just like it's not really to do with Trump or anything like that. It's just like I can't get on board with this. I don't know. This is one of those. This is like one of like 4 topics of mine of why I'm Republican. It's just because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. It's such a waste. It's such a waste. And this protection of people is just ridiculous.
So you're blaming Oregon. But there are people like that. You don't
Democrats.
think there are people like that in Texas?
They're everywhere. It's a disease out there. It's a disease in the streets.
Well, competition is healthy. If an employee feels like they're, someone's going to steal their job from them, you'd hope that they would kick it into fucking high gear. But there's a lot of people that don't feel that way. So they're just on easy street, baby. Just fucking fucking alarm.
It drives me nuts.
In the morning.
I hate it. I hate it. And then something like that. Someone pulls me over and yells at me for speeding on the road. I just want to freak out, bro. I'm just like, you're a worthless pile of shit. And then the worst about people like that is like, it happens all the time with inspectors and they're all like that. They don't do anything. So they're bored out of their gourd. You know what I mean? Like, what's so irritating is they try to like, every inspector I have ever talked to tells you about how much they've done in the past. That's the first thing out of their mouth. They're like, "Oh, I was running crane back. Oh, I've done I've built so many walls, and I've done, I was the leader of this project, and we did all this, and they just within 5 minutes of talking to an inspector, they're bragging about how much construction they've done. Like, I've done all these projects. I can do anything, and it's like, dude, you're a real piece of work. You know that? Like, I don't know. I just hate them. I hate them all.
Yeah. I've had good inspectors and bad inspectors. I feel like, especially building airplanes, some of them I loved because I felt like they really understood what was going on, and they were really fair and exercised good judgment and shit like that. Granted, lots of times they were just sitting around waiting. But it's like, then some of them were just dickheads, like, no, redo that. And you're like, dude, you don't know what's going on here. But then some of them were like, no, that's good. Like, that's perfect.
No, exactly. And then this kind of ties into like OSHA stuff. OSHA drives me insane. Yes, I get that safety needs to be a thing, but now we've gone so overboard. You can't work without a handrail at 4 feet in the air. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, 4 feet in the air? Like, you can't stub your toe anymore. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, no, I get workman's comp and workman's safety, but they're making jobs so expensive. Dude, on like union, technically, you're not supposed to have a forklift without a spotter. 24/7. 24/7. So on these big jobs, we don't really fuck around. Most construction guys skip a lot of OSHA shit, and OSHA really isn't that hard, but like on big ones, like where they're like crazy about safety, like these big like Intel jobs here, like Intel's huge. There's always a huge construction going on at Intel, and like we don't deal with that shit because it's too big. You know what I mean? It's huge construction. You know what I mean? Like,
Jesus Christ.
And so it's these huge companies that are like crazy about safety, dude. There'll be dudes that just get paid to go stand by a forklift all day. You just stand there and watch, and it's like, what are we? Union shit. Yeah.
So they're making good money.
There's private companies that do that, but
sure.
But it's essentially union, mostly union. It's like mostly union guys, and these guys just. How much money are we? That's what I mean. It's just another lane of wasting so much money. Like, dude, no, I get what you're saying. Like, it is safer, but it's like at the price of what? At the price of paying a dude to stand, like. It's just ridiculous. And like here in Oregon, it's like we pay people to pump your gas. Like, what? Like, what is happening? This is the most useless job. It is illegal in Oregon to pump your own gas. You can't touch the fucking gas thing. Like, what?
And New Jersey. Oregon and New Jersey. Someone calling you?
Huh? No.
Someone calling you?
She left a note for me, and I was just like, I didn't really see it.
It just says, fuck you.
Yeah.
Do you think like Intel and Dell, like they have like 10 basement floors underneath them just full of servers and hard drives?
I don't know what's going on in there. I was at a party once, and this European kid showed up, like thick European accent, like London British accent or whatever, and I don't know if he was full of shit or not, but he was talking about just crazy shit. And he's like, I got I got sent here for intel. And he's like, I'm one of 3 people that understand how this program works in the world. And he's like, and this, I was like, why are you in my house then right now if you're so bad? I don't know. I was like, you could technically be one of those people that's just totally full of shit. Like, you know what I mean? And like, I don't know. It seemed believable though. And he was like, oh, we're blah, blah, blah. Intel's doing this crazy. Yeah, dude, I don't know. You should look up a picture of Intel like headquarters, dude. It looks like something out of a movie I'm thinking like Metal Gear Solid. That's what it like reminds me of, like a Metal Gear Solid video game, like just this industrial mega building. You know what I mean? Just like this crazy building, like just ridiculous. You know, it's like Boeing. You know what I mean? You ever drive by like Boeing? Just this huge building. Like it's like that, but crazier. It's just like all these stacks on top of the building. It's like, what is that even for? Like just all these like HVAC units like up there that are the size of airplanes. You know what I mean? There's like 1,000 of them. And it's like, what is going on in there? What is happening in there?
I want to get in there. Start looking around.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't worked there. I have a lot of buddies that have like worked in and out, and I'm pretty sure their security shit is out of control. Like,
oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, they got top secret. They're selling stuff to the fucking military in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fucking craziness.
So I don't if email in if I didn't piss you off today. You know, if you're not a government worker, a woman, a redneck. I think I've touched about every base you can touch. If you pump gas.
Yeah, the pumping gas is dumb. Jesus Christ, it's fucking really windy out. I just want to let people know I'm not in that whole death penalty thing. I'm not defending killers. Okay, just so Brad can sleep. Just so Brad can sleep tonight. Just like when I brought up that weird Netflix movie, and I felt really weird about it afterwards. I'm not defending those people. Okay, I'm just trying to stick on one side of the argument here. Anyway.
Yeah.
You got anything else? I got all the time in the world, baby.
Yeah. I wrote down vaccine at one point, and I don't know.
So glad the vaccines are going out.
Yeah.
My strategy is to let everybody else take them except for me.
That's talk. No, okay, dude, that's exactly like dude, I'm not a smart fucking person, and I'm not going to claim to understand like thoroughly vaccines, but I think I get the idea. The idea is like the herd immunity thing. A bunch of people take vaccines, we can like wipe out, like measles. Like if a shitload of people take the vaccine, then if measles hits, it's not going to spread throughout the herd, and then we've defeated measles. But at the are the anti-vaxxers really fucking this stigmatism that should be looked at? I just watched the video this morning, and I was like, dude, I don't even know how I feel. And now that I got a kid coming, it's like, I don't know, my views on it are changing. It's just like, no, I get the idea, but you're individually, I don't think it's a good thing. You're just pumping a kid full of fucking shit that doesn't need to be there. For the herd, it makes absolute sense. For personally, on an individual single, like everyone's like, oh, it doesn't fucking cause autism. Like, dude, I don't know. You're fucking pumping aluminum and shit into children. Like, I'm no fucking doctor, but that doesn't seem legit to me at all. Like, I don't know. I gotta like look into it more, but it's like, I don't want my fucking kid getting all these fucking vaccines. Like this dude was talking to this morning about it. He's like, dude, I didn't even know this, but in California, if you don't take all the vaccines that the CDC list off, kid can't go to school. It's illegal. Right. Like, so they're forcing vaccinations in California, which I understand. But there's this vaccination they do down there for hepatitis B. The only way, and it's a mandatory for all kids to get it. The only way a kid can get hepatitis B, and I'm talking out of my ass. This is just what I listened to this morning. But this is what this guy was saying. He's like, the only way a kid can get hepatitis B is if the parent has it or from needles or for like blood deals. They're like, why are we giving every child a hepatitis B vaccine? This doesn't make any sense. You're pumping a kid with aluminum. Mm-hmm. Kids that are literally never going to get it. Like, they're not going to get it until they're way older. You know what I mean?
If they don't already have it. Yeah.
If they don't already have, you know what I mean? So it's like, why isn't that a case-by-case deal? And it's like, no, they're just throwing it in the blanket of vaccines. And it's like, I don't know, bro. They're getting a little willy-nilly. And I get the argument. It's a herd thing. It's like, yeah, we do it to all the kids. But how many kids, I know this is a weird one, but legitimately, how many kids are going autistic because of this? Like, legitimate, you're pumping them full of aluminum and all these crazy things. And it's like,
yeah,
that's not natural.
That's scary.
Like, but that's not natural.
I'm pretty sure they've been shown to work, like with polio.
No, I'm not saying they don't work.
But it's scary when you think about your own kid. That's a scarier thought because it feels a little invasive and like just. And
it doesn't need to be there. Like, it really doesn't need to be there. Like, your kid is going to do better without the vaccine. As a whole, we're not going to do as good. Everyone, I get so it's a catch-22 there. But legitimately, like, you can't just, like, I hate this, like, I feel like recently, everything, like, just like, you don't believe in science, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, who the fuck are you to tell me, bro? You fucking failed science class. Like, shit the fuck, you know what I mean? It's like this, like, you're an anti-vaxxer. It's just like, you don't know as much as I don't know. Why are you telling me that I'm retarded? You know what I mean? It's like, or like global warming. It's like, oh, you have a fucking PhD in fucking... You know what I mean? It's like, no, you don't know shit. You're just listening to what this person, admit that you're regurgitating someone else's fucking speech. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Like you're talking about like the everyday Joe. You're not talking about a scientist.
Yeah, the everyday Joe. That's just you don't believe in science. And it's like, what are you what is that statement? You don't believe in science? Like, what are you talking about? I'm not saying anything either way on global warming or vaccines. Yeah. But I want y'all to admit you don't know what you're talking about either. You know what I mean? How about we both shut up? Like, you know what I mean?
Because people like shaming people. So if someone's like, the vaccine is secretly sterilizing everybody, then people just want to be like, oh, you don't believe in science? You're a fucking idiot hillbilly. And it's like, now we can shame that person because they said that. Let's dogpile, baby.
No, and that's exactly what's happening. But then it's hidden behind this guise of like, oh, I'm trying to do good for the world. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you're just being an arrogant asshole. Is really all you're being. Like this whole like that girl. What was that girl? That Swedish girl or whatever that was doing all the global.
Greta Thunberg.
God, like Greta what Thunberg. The hell is happening right now? Like what? Why do we know this person's name? Like why do I know that person's name?
I don't know.
And if you say that, there's so many people that are going to be like, oh, you don't believe in science? Like, what? No, I get that I don't really understand everything around me. I get that. I'll admit it. I'm the first to admit, like, there is a lot I don't understand. But I want all you to admit that there's a lot you don't understand either. Like, so if we're going to have an argument, let's at least get that out of the way, that we're both retarded. Like, and stop taking this high road of spouting out what you saw on John Oliver last night. You know what I mean? Like you don't understand it. You're just repeating what the late night dude just told you. You know what I mean? It's like, or it's like, and that plays into government too. It's like all this like, well, socialism, capitalism. How about we both agree that we really don't understand government to begin with? And it is a huge subject that we're painting with this giant broad brush. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, everyone just needs to admit they're retarded. No one likes to admit they're retarded.
I'm pretty retarded.
I am real dumb. I'm as dumb as it gets.
I feel like we're going to hear about that girl for the rest of our lives. A part of me feels like that. A part of me says maybe not. But my thing with her was I just felt like there was two things. I was like, the one thing is I keep hearing about her telling everybody what's wrong. I haven't heard anything from her about a plan or any kind of action of what I should do. And then the other thing was that I felt like she had a lack of perspective on the adults 30 to 40 years ago that made decisions that impacted our planet. And that she sort of thought if she had been in their shoes, she would have done something differently. And I thought a lot of perspective comes from saying, if I was in their shoes, I would have done like the same as them because I was in their shoes. Like she blamed them for saying that you killed our planet. But it's like, this was 40, if you were an adult 40 years ago making decisions about industry, what makes you think you would have done anything differently?
100%.
That's what, and I didn't hear anybody saying that. You know what I mean?
It's so much of that's what I mean. That's 90% of every argument. Is just like, oh, we would do better. Well, how would you do better? Well, no. They just did really bad, and it's like, okay,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
but how are you gonna do? Well, no. Capitalism is just really fucked, and it's so evil, and it's like, okay, well, what's your plan? Well, no, it's just capitalism's really bad, and it's like, well, no, what's your plan? And it's like, well,
Yeah.
big corporations, man. It's like, okay, what's your plan? And it's like, well, no, dude. Like, it's just retarded. It's like, oh, you're gonna go create an autonomous zone? Like, yeah, let's see how well that works out for you. Then you know they're doing that in Portland right now. That it was at Chaz up in Seattle. Now they're doing it in Portland because a black family wasn't paying their mortgage. They're getting evicted from their house, which I get. Whatever, sad. They've blocked off all these streets. All these police can't come in. Blah blah blah. It's just like, oh my god,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a big old thing in Portland. Dude, I drove downtown Portland for the first time in a long time 2 days ago. Bro, it is bananas down there. What?
Why'd you go down there?
Because there's a hot dog stand down there that is probably the top 10 best foods I've ever had in my life. It's amazing.
Okay.
It's this little hole in the wall place that's just, and I was like, I'm going to get a hot dog. I have to. They do these hot dogs. He ships the meat in from New Jersey. It's these hot dogs are amazing. And then it's
You mentioned it before.
I've talked about it. It's a big deal. It's a real big deal.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about these hot dogs. So anyways, I go down there for that. Dude, there's boards on 30% of the windows in Portland. Like, it makes you start feeling like you're in like a Mad Max movie. It's like, what is happening around here? Graffiti out of control. Like, Portland used to be like a really pretty, like, nice city. It is going way downhill. Like, way downhill. It is bananas down there. The amount of boards on windows, and it just looks so tacky. When you have this nice building and then just wood everywhere. Plywood. Just shitty looking plywood with tags all over it. It's just like, dude, this is bad. This is so bad.
It's sad.
Yeah. Yep.
And you saw that and you were like, you know what? I'm going to buy a house here. I think this is a great place to live forever.
I would go live.
I thought if Biden got
else.
elected, then these people would stop. Then it would be utopia.
No, because I don't. Yeah, it's just that's what I mean. There's no like plan. It's just anger.
No,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's just it doesn't make any sense. It's just blind anger. Everyone's be angry at everything and everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, rock and roll, dude. We are murdering it today. We're almost at 3 hours. That's
I know.
crazy. Easily our longest episode by far. Damn near half an hour over what other episodes are. We need sorry guys about the monologue or whatever you call a two-person monologue, a duologue, or you just blanket it with dialogue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We should have each done a monologue.
Let's do that. Next week let's pick a monologue and do one.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to read it before because it's weird. I have a hard time like trying to read and act at the same time. You know what I mean? Like I want to act more, and then it takes away from the reading aspect of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then if you
skipped a few lines.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I was trying to get emotional, but then I'm not good at multitasking. You know what I mean? It's like fucking my brain like.
I think it'd be better if I printed it out too.
Yeah. I didn't like reading it on the screen. It was weird.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
I like the idea though. I think it's a cool idea.
Well, I think one of us should do the 25th hour one, and I'm fine doing it.
You should do it because I kind of want to do something.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't know. I'll do some research. I don't know if I want to do one from a movie I've seen because then maybe you're just going to be copying the actor. It'd be kind of refreshing to do a monologue you've never heard before So you could like really like do it your own way. Like, okay, I think this is how, we become a little actors, become little theater actors.
Yeah. I'll do the 25th hour. I'll do the one. It's an Edward Norton monologue from the movie The 25th Hour. I'll do it.
You know what? No. Let me do it because then I'll do what I just said. I've never seen the movie, so I don't know what it is.
Okay.
And then
there's a lot of racial shit in there.
Okay, perfect. I'll get all fired up on it.
But the thing is that every racial group, everybody. So it's like, I guess that makes it okay.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Hold on, baby girl. We're wrapping up right now.
Okay, we're good to go.
Rock and roll. Well, Erick and Bradshaw at gmail.com. Merry Christmas. I hope you guys all have a good one. Email me if you have a good idea on something I could be charitable without giving to a charity. Or maybe you just talk me into giving to a charity because you're like, no, dude, this is actually legit.
The Innocence Project.
Okay. I don't know what that is. But rock and roll. We love you guys. See you next week if I'm not dying of some other illness. Rock and roll. Have a good one. Bye. Shooting for that fortune and you feel that blade. Where everything you want to hear is turning into no's. When you got something in your heart, they never know. You flow with your heart. You flow with your faith. You flow with the love, baby, love for the good. It's what I do when you hold me down. It's what I do when I'm on the ground. It's what I do when you hold me down. You can't hold me down. Hit 'em with your swag, baby. Hit 'em with your knives. Hit 'em with the bag, baby. Hit 'em with your knives. You be up so high, chillin' with the satellites, looking at the sky from above with those eagle eyes. Pass me the ball, pass me the salt, pass me the ball, pass me the salt. Let me spray it on you with a little bit of abalone, with that caviar, baby. You know what I'm talking. What I do when you hold me down. It's what I do when I'm on the ground. It's what I do when you hold me down. You can't hold me down. When everything you wanna hear is turning into no's. When you got something in your heart, they never know. You flow with your heart, you flow with your faith, you flow with the love, baby, love for the girl. Get back. It's what I do if you hold me down. It's what I do if I hit the ground. It's what I do if I fall down. You can't hold me down.
We'll be back.